Hello, friends. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing all right. Sorry that was just loud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Hello. So, we're gonna be doing some more of Hercule. I hate his name. I want to call him Hercules. Hercule Poirot, the Agatha Christie character. And in this game, he is bald. In the last game, he was like a short, portly little man with a cute little mustache and some nice hair. And in this one, he is like super thin, tall, and bald. which I must say feels wrong. But this is the first cases, so he's supposed to be younger. So, I don't really know what these ones are based on. If they're based on a specific book or if it's like a compilation. If he lacks a mustache, he has the mustache. I'm pretty sure he has the mustache. If I'm remembering it right. If I'm remembering it right. I'm pretty sure he has a mustache, but he's very clearly bald in this. If you get stuck, press X to view a list of actions regarding your current objectives and look for the... Oh, it's doing that again. Recruitment drive sees largest enlisting number to police force in years. I forgot to turn on my closed captioning. Sorry, 1 second. That's the tag that I forgot to put on. I forgot to put on the closed captions tag. Well, since they're on now, I guess I should put it on. Congratulations, Brussels Police Department. Local pickpocket gang caught red-handed. Police sting operation sees jewel bandits apprehended. Shootout in city shows police blunder and costs valuable life. Police force apologizes as commanding officer states the young officer involved defied orders and acted with no thought of the consequences. Recently transferred from the Brussels police force, Officer Poirot promises to be equitable and fair in his verdict when judging this year's all-important Garden of the Season award. Did it not put my closed captions tag in? Really? I only have 3 tags. Why is it telling me I can't have more than 5? Hello? Ooh, that walk cycle is a little bit jank.
Oh, thank goodness. Officer, please, come quickly.
I like the art.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How can I...
It has become a madhouse. Madame has been shouting and cursing all morning. I've never seen her so angry. But what great luck to happen upon you.
Please, try to remain calm. First, may I ask your name?
I know a development of hair to shave your head completely and then go back to having hair because I feel like it. Usually going bald is a decision made after balding slightly. Yeah? Maybe it's more of like a military thing, you know, like in the military when you first go in, essentially they just like shave all of your hair off as like a great equalizer type thing. So maybe that's why.
We don't have time for that. Please, hurry.
Pretty house. Prologue. The bracelet.
Mademoiselle, now we are here, I must insist on your name before I can continue any further. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot.
I am Elizabeth, but it is the maidservant that we must consider. Forgive me, officer, but are you new to the area?
Yes, in fact I am. I am from Brussels.
I stand out so obviously.
I mean no offense, only I have not seen you before. This is a small town, and you learn everyone's faces very quickly.
Very observant of you, mademoiselle. I was recently posted here from the city, and a good thing I'm here now. Let us get to the bottom of this madness you speak of.
Of this madness you speak of. Talking to characters is essential when gathering evidence. Basic questions are flagged with a question mark icon. Press A to pose this question to Elizabeth. No. Tell me what caused you to become so agitated.
There has been a theft at the house.
A theft? Okay.
Then I am exactly where I should be, n'est-ce pas?
N'est-ce pas? Do you have a list of all the items that have been taken, or does the house have any suspicion as whom might be responsible? A list.
It is only one of Mademoiselle Angeline's most valuable bracelets, taken from her room.
Then its safe return is of the utmost importance.
Does the house have any suspicions as to who might be Does the house have any suspicions as to whom is responsible?
Madame Van den Bosch, the lady of the house, believes Fleurette is behind it.
Ooh, that's a pretty name. Fleurette. She's like a piece of broccoli. You doubt Madame's
I'm afraid
theory?
I do. I know Madame is confident of Fleurette's guilt, but she wouldn't do such a thing. Surely a burglar is responsible, as Mademoiselle believes.
I find that highly unlikely, being that the only thing was taken, only the bracelet, literally just the bracelet, in an entire house. The one thing that they steal is a bracelet that's in a bedroom. That's a little bit sus.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
New mind map unlocked. Mademoiselle Elizabeth believes a burglary is behind. Oh, that's a weird way to say that. You'd think it'd be a burglar is behind. Mademoiselle Elizabeth believes a burglary is behind the bracelet's disappearance. If that is the case, there will no doubt be a sign of intrusion on the grounds. Whenever Poirot uncovers an interesting area of investigation, an objective is launched. Here you can see all the evidence relating to the very first objective. Using L to move your cursor, try highlighting each piece of evidence to see Poirot's interpretation of them. Elizabeth reported theft. It's not often you see such crimes committed here. This could be my chance to solve a real case. Elizabeth. She appears all afluster, and yet still acts in a cordial and respectful manner. Stolen bracelet. If it is such a beloved piece, it must be worth a great deal. Unknown culprit. There seems to be conflicting ideas of who is behind the missing bracelet. It's important to pay attention to all the information given for each piece of evidence. This will become more vital as you start making deductions. For now, press B to return. It's time to find some more... Sorry. It's time to find more... Can't read today. It's time to find some more evidence. Elizabeth mentioned an intruder, so let's start with the gravel path. Using L to explore, try finding clues that they may have left on the path itself. You can use LT and RT to zoom camera in and out as you explore. Love. I was about to say, I wouldn't really call any of this gravel. This kind of just looks like dirt. Muddy footprints. While 2 sets lead away from the house, only 1 muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. Every inspection you make adds evidence to the appropriate place. Press X to view the active objectives. You can do this at any time as you explore each scene. Sure. The bracelet. Investigate the grounds for evidence of the intrusion. Notice that you have some new evidence in your mind map. Roll over the muddy footprints to see Poirot's interpretation of them. Muddy footprints. While 2 sets lead away from the house, only 1 muddy set returns. Rather hastily, it seems. In front of the house, there is certainly enough space on the property, but I couldn't reside here in the country forever. That's not related, Poirot. You not liking to live out here is not... Next, try searching the garden lawn. There must be something here that helps explain the muddy footprints. This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Now you have enough evidence to make your first deduction. Access your first objective using X. Bracelet. Garden lawn, a sizable garden. When the weather permits, it must be perfect for entertaining. Waterlogged patch. This morning's shower must have been heavier than I thought. An intruder stepping here would surely leave evidence elsewhere. Start linking is A.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Wow, water makes mud? Impressive deduction, Poirot. I'm so impressed. It seems the muddy footprints are a result of earlier rain. Well done, you've made your first deduction. Linking evidence gives you new evidence to use in your investigation. In this case, you've also unlocked a new action as represented by the question icon. Press B to return. Footprints from earlier. It seems the muddy footprints are a result of earlier rain. Talk to Elizabeth to enhance the investigation. Advance? Enhance. Advance. Enhance.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
The footprints on the path are fresh today. Do you know who they belong to?
One set must be mine, leaving to find you. The other set must be Florette's. She was caught in the rain this morning.
That explains the hurried, scuffled nature of the prints.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
This is just the beginning. There's so much more to uncover. Try exploring the rest of the garden, collecting evidence, and making deductions until you're able to solve your first objective. Remember, you can use X to view your objectives and related actions at any time. Such beautiful flowers. I'm glad to see no one carelessly damaged them.
Oh.
This trellis has been left untouched for quite some time. A declaration of love has been carved into the bench. L loves E. Judging by the condition of this ladder, I wouldn't trust it with my weight. Perhaps a braver man than I perched this elsewhere against the roof? It appears to be rusted shut. If these cobwebs are anything to go by, it hasn't been unlocked in some time. Perhaps they entered another way. I just heard a prolonged scream come from the from the next room because Will is watching something. I'm guessing a Let's Play of some sort. Huh? Watching memes. Okay, well then.
Aha.
There are no signs of trampling, but it's a shame to see a lawn so unkept. Unkempt. Not unkept. Pretty flower. Quote on a plaque.
Ah.
A touching extract from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, expertly carved on a plaque. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, or swear it sight? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. I mean, knowing Shakespeare, that's probably a dick joke. Open window? What do you mean there's an open window here?
Huh.
How would I have seen that from there? What? It's an impossible climb to reach it unassisted. The ledge beneath it appears rather precarious.
Huh.
There's no signs of tampering or a forced entry. Clues and evidence are beginning to gather. It would be best that I approach them logically. No signs of tampering or forced entry at front door. Impossible climb to reach unassisted at the open window. The ledge beneath it appears rather precarious. Bench engraving. The declaration of L loves E. Talk to Elizabeth about that. Yeah. Is there any, like, extra stuff? Talk to Elizabeth about the grass. I can strike the path off my list of potential access points. There must be signs of an intruder elsewhere on the grounds. Side door.
Of course, officer. How can I help?
I could not help noticing the unkempt lawn. I cannot help noticing the unkempt lawn. Is there not an employed gardener?
There is, sir. Luke. But
Luke.
he was called away from the house on a personal matter. Rahana, our cook, accompanied him.
With no gardener present. Oh my god, I can't speak! Oh, so Luke is in love with her. With no gardener present. There was no one tending to the lawn this morning, but still no sign of anyone stepping across it. Is there a little romance in this house?
Excuse me, officer?
The carving on the bench. Forgive me, I was not suggesting anything untoward.
Oh, of course not. Yes. I suppose there must be.
Would you know the identity of the mysterious L and E?
I wonder who.
I'm afraid not. Perhaps they were old residents. A pair of star-crossed lovers, perhaps. Madame does not allow distracting staff relationships.
Love is not something that can be harnessed so easily.
That is Madame's rule, and I wouldn't want to be the one that challenges her on it.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
I can score the lawn off my list of potential entry points to the property, because the grass is overgrown. Seems many footprints are a result of rain. I did talk to her, but she doesn't really want to talk about it. It's still saying I'm missing stuff. Am I? I'm not seeing an exclamation point on anything. Oh, I need to link it. Duh. They didn't use the path. Because the trellis didn't look like it had a problem either. And the ladder doesn't look like it had been moved. And the side door is rusted shut.
This will not get me any closer.
Oh, okay. Fine then.
Is there something I am not?
I was about to say, it almost feels like you could put that quote with the L loves E thing. I'm gonna back up and make sure I didn't miss anything. But I can't get over into that part of the lawn. I mean, are you wanting me to link the scary ladder with the window?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I found no practical or logical way for someone to have reached the window. Perhaps another means of entry was attempted. It's impossible to climb or reach it unassisted. No scaled access. I found no particular... Okay. And... the side door is rusted shut. And the trellis is also overgrown. If it's all going to make straight lines like that, that should then help it a little bit.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Because it says I have 2 more things I need to link. It can't be the side door.
Come, my little Graycell. I must take a different approach if I am to uncover.
Yes, I hear you. It seems that they're now telling me, you're being too stupid about this. Here's the things we want you to connect. This?
Order and method.
No.
That is the way to solve the problem.
Okay.
I must act on thought. Magnifique.
How? Okay. I could not find signs of an unwanted visitor in the garden. Did someone cover their tracks?
Some would say a lucky
That's
guess.
not how I thought that would be
I
linked
would
at
say
all.
a moment of genius.
Neither of the external doors have been damaged or show any signs of an unwanted visitor. Neither of the external doors have been damaged or show any signs of an unwanted visitor. And could not find signs of an unwanted visitor in the garden. Did someone cover their tracks? Oh wait, there's still one thing that they want me to hook up.
I must act on thought.
Fine.
Order and method. That is the way. This will not get me any closer to my goal. What a revelation!
I cannot find any sign of unlawful entry into the house. Will I find signs of intrusion elsewhere on the grounds?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
With no obvious signs of a burglar, perhaps I should be looking at those inside for answers. This is not the start I was expecting. There are no signs of an intruder at all. There is something amiss. I must remain vigilant to keep my wits about me. Speak to Elizabeth. Completed first objective. Now I continue by asking
I have
permission to go
conducted
inside.
my initial inspection of the house and grounds. It is now necessary for me to speak with those in the house.
Of course. Thank you, officer. I'm sure Madame Van den Bosch will be happy to hear the police are investigating.
I suspect there will be someone inside who will not be as pleased to hear it. Hello. Do I have anything extra to ask you?
Mademoiselle Elizabeth, I hope you are feeling less distressed now. I can assure you I shall find the guilty party and the bracelet.
Thank you, officer. Yes. All I want is for Florette to be heard.
Bien sûr. Rest assured she will get the fair trial she deserves. I wonder if you could help me with some questions regarding the house.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help.
Oh, don't have any
Merci,
other questions.
mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
Oh, you can turn that off. Or you can move it to a different part of the screen, if you prefer. I presume this is the lady of the house. She holds quite a presence, and from what Mademoiselle Elizabeth has said, she's not one to be on the wrong side of. I must talk to her before beginning my search. Yeah. You can move it around to wherever it's comfortable for you. It just sort of puts it at the bottom right corner to start. I believe you can also resize it as well. Hello, madame.
Who are you? You are not the commanding officer I requested.
No, dear madame, I am Officer Hercule Poirot. I can assure you that,
This will simply not do. I sent Elizabeth to bring me a competent lawman.
And that is what she has brought, madame. Now, I would like to continue my investigation.
I understand the bracelet has gone missing. I've been informed that you believe you've caught the culprit. You do not believe there was an intruder in the house.
You understand correctly. It is my daughter's bracelet. It is a rather expensive piece.
And valuable to your daughter, no doubt. It was a gift.
Yes, it was from her late father, my husband, the Viscount, and it has not gone missing. It was stolen.
You do not believe that there was an intruder in the house?
Don't be ridiculous. I have told you who is guilty. If there had been a break-in, surely it would be your job to stop them.
If it was the case, of course, madame. Although I cannot predict a burglar's movement.
Perhaps then you have proved me right, and you aren't the competent officer I require.
Never have I met someone so adamant that they don't require help from the police. Her accusation against the maid is rather questionable. There must be more to the story. It's my duty to uncover it. I've been informed that you believe you've caught the culprit.
I do not believe so. I know so. It was Florette, the maidservant. I knew I could not trust her.
Hey, Aki, it's okay. The bot, like, refused to actually, like, light up and tell anyone that I was streaming, so I'm not that surprised. But welcome. Hope you're doing all right.
And why is that?
Because I don't. I do not need to explain myself any further, especially to a measly officer.
I love that Poirot is just like, no worries.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
You haven't been helpful in the least bit. What do you mean? Madame Van de Bosch was so quick to accused. Okay, this needs to be fixed. This is not the first typo that it has had in here. Was quick to accuse the maidservant Florette. I wonder if this hasty accusation hides behind a deeper reason. I'll read all that once we walk around and look at everything. My brain was like, yes, I should look at this. Proceeds to not. Wow. If that is not me. Each time you meet a new character, you'll unlock their character profile. Press Y to view the list of everyone you've met so far. Alright. Some of the greatest authors and novels throughout history. There's nothing in particular about this coat, but what is this in the pocket? Hidden inside the coat pocket, although fairly plain, it is still an attractive item of jewelry. I wonder if it holds a special significance. A ring. Searching the kitchen is not essential to my current investigation. Okay. The room. It's locked, and sobbing can be heard inside. I assume Madame has taken the law into her own hands. A rose and crossed arrow symbol adorns the door. Perhaps a signal of forbidden love. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. Are you planning on trying to keep a schedule and you just haven't posted it, or is there no current schedule? Okay, so I don't have my thing posted usually because we tend to be fairly consistent. It has been a little bit up in the air as of late because of school and me starting a new job all at the same time. So it's been a little bit up in the air for like the past 2-ish weeks. But normally I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and then have my day off on, well, our day off on Sunday, and my partner streams Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. And it is usually at 2 p.m. GMT +1. -1? Wait. UK time. Can't think about off the top of my head. Oh, brr, 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 brr. There's a very loud car outside. So yes, I don't have it posted anywhere, but that has just been consistently my schedule. It's just that my partner for the past couple days, I have been working on the days that I normally would stream, so he has done them instead. If you join our Discord, you will actually see all of that, if you would like to. Let me very quickly toss you a link. There you are. Various art pieces have been packed and addressed to the auction house. I assume Madame did this. Thank you very much. I'm a schedule lover. Yeah, we try to keep very consistent with our schedules in general. So I stream about 3 times a week. Sometimes we do like an extra special like Sunday stream, but most of the time we each stream 3 days a week.
Huh.
It does not seem to be working. Why would a house of this size be without a working telephone?
Huh.
A rather impressive portrait, I must say. There's been a painting here.
Ah.
There was obviously been something previously hanging in this position. Was it stolen, I wonder? This must be the scene of the crime. I was expecting to find clues, not whom I must assume is the daughter. I can only hope she has not tampered with the scene. Excuse me while I walk around first. Oh, it won't let me look yet. Fine, I'll talk to her.
What do you think you're doing in here? Who let you in?
Mademoiselle Angeline, I presume.
Angeline.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Officer Hercule Poirot.
An officer of the law? But what are you doing here? Don't you need to be chasing down the burglar?
Your bracelet has gone missing. It is only correct. I speak with all members of the house and investigate the scene of the crime.
Ah, if we must.
I like how she's complaining that an officer here is here to help her get her bracelet back.
Merci. I will attempt to take up as little of your time as possible.
Why don't you begin by telling me what's happened?
Some rat stole my bracelet this morning. Even though it's clear someone has broken in, Maman refused to listen and blamed Florette.
My hands are freaking out. Sorry.
You sound very convinced it was taken by someone from outside of the house.
My window was open when I returned. How else can you explain that?
The bracelet in question. It must have been a particular value to justify such a daring burglary.
It is of great value. Money was no object to father.
Go away, hands.
It was a gift from your father. I can only assume it holds great value to you also.
Yeah, right? You're helping me? Ah, what a pain.
Of course it does. What a silly thing to say. It's a good thing Maman had it insured with the others.
Also, why does the mom have like a British accent and then she has a French accent? Quoi? I'm trying to understand how someone could have entered and exited your room unnoticed.
It must have been while I was down at breakfast with Elizabeth. She was with me all morning.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth was with you until you discovered the bracelet was missing?
She was. She woke me up later than usual. I washed and dressed, and we went down to the lounge for breakfast.
Perhaps she was raised by the maid. The maid has an English accent as well.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Her waking up later than normal seems like that could be a little bit suspicious, that Elizabeth might have done it while she was still asleep. New mind map. This is where the bracelet in question was last seen. I must investigate the crime scene thoroughly, leaving no stone unturned. Angeline. This must be where the piece in question was disappeared from. So many beautiful pieces remain.
Oh.
It has been left out, oddly not replaced in its stand. The ending has a hooked spike. What further use could this have?
Oh.
The gentleman is the same as the one in the hallway. Judging by the cracked glass, it must have been recently dropped. Rather irresponsible and dangerous to leave this in this state, whether one is in a rush or not. The frame is noticeably cracked. Furthermore, the internal latch shows that it's been opened from the inside, and rather forcefully, I must add. Something has obviously resided here for some time and only moved recently.
Aha.
It's covered in a black powder. It would not be too much of an assumption to think it has come from dealing with the fireplace.
Oh.
It must keep the room rather snug on a cold evening. I believe I found everything here that can help me uncover the truth. Perhaps I must consider what exactly these clues mean. Valuables are insured. The timing could not have been more perfect for Madame to insure the jewelry. Perhaps this is a coincidence. I will assume her blunt demeanor has come from what has happened today. Law into her own hand. Strange symbol. A rose and arrow cross symbol is carved into the locked door. If my knowledge serves me correctly, it's a reference to the great William Shakespeare. Talk to Cassandra and Elizabeth to advance the investigation. Confirms the theft. The auction crate. Yeah, a lot of things seem to be going to auction right now. Her father, her environment. With her being blunt like that? Possibly. We don't know about her father. Her dad's dead, so we know nothing about him. Especially being that there's a lot of stuff in general missing from this house. I would assume that means that they're running out of money and they're trying to sell off all of their things. You know? I'm not sure if I can connect this, but let's see if I can connect it to the
I
auction
must take a
crates.
different approach.
I guess not. Can I do the missing painting with the auction crates?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more than just... Oh, thank you for the follow, Jade. Perhaps there is more to it than just redecorating. Madame is selling a great deal of her collection. Perhaps there's more than just redecorating. Can I hook it with the valuables being
Come,
insured?
my little
No.
grey cells.
Quote on the plaque. Can I hook that with the symbol?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It seems someone in the house has keen interest in the works of William Shakespeare. And I don't have any more things to hook up. Okay? Cool. So I have two things that I can put together here. Photograph of the gentleman was unprotected. Such a delicately framed photograph is missing its protective layer of glass, but why? And then there was broken glass on the floor.
Another success.
Seems that the photograph fell on the floor and Angeline replaced it. Angeline. I have one other one. Rectangular dust. Cleaning rag. Abandoned poker. The jewelry box being open is definitely weird. The cleaning rag and the soot were... These be?
Is
No,
there
I guess
something I am not
Because
seeing?
it's covered in black powder and it says that it's from the fireplace, but I guess not. There's an opportunity to take more than just the bracelet.
cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps...
I'm gonna wait on that, and I'm gonna talk to them.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all means, fire away.
Besides the bracelet, have you noticed... Besides the bracelet, have you noticed anything else missing?
Is one bracelet not enough?
Please, mademoiselle, I only ask that you're sure. It is my duty to return your bracelet. I trust you keep track of your jewelry, especially those of such value to you.
Why don't you believe me? I wish you hadn't spoken to Maman.
As I have stated, it is my duty to speak with every member of the house, and I would not want to have discovered a further missing piece later.
Can I assume the photograph was cracked by accident?
How should I know? I returned to the room and father was face down on the floor. It must have been the burglar.
So it is your father that is the subject.
Isn't he handsome? I remember watching him sit for it. He kept looking across and smiling at me. The artist was getting awfully angry at him.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
So I might be able to hook the poker with the window, because the window had been cracked from the inside. If I can find where the... Fine-looking gentleman. The way Angeline spoke of him, I have no doubt he is sorely missed. While he's insured, nothing else was taken. Rag. Open window. Yeah, I'm not sure I can connect these two.
Magnifique.
Oh, I can. Okay, cool. It was forced open, and looking at the poker, I cannot see a delicate way it could have been done. Who would do such a thing and why? Okay. Those have all been connected. And this has all been connected.
The longer you're here...
Yeah, okay, I don't have anything else to say to you. Bye-bye, I leave. I go back downstairs.
Ah.
Searching the bathroom is not essential. You don't know what could be hiding in there. You never know, Poirot. Let us go back downstairs. Hello, Lady Cassandra.
Really, officer, you are wasting both your time and mine.
Would you permit me to enter the lounge? Let's do this one first. I couldn't help but admire the handsome monsieur in the portrait on the wall.
And what is your point?
May I ask of the subject?
You may not. Honestly, your prying is getting on my last nerve.
Would you permit me to enter the lounge?
Only if you are prepared to take Florette away.
It is an offense to incarcerate someone without suitable proof of misdeeds. I must question Mademoiselle Florette to gather her version of events.
If you will not do your duty and lock her up, then I must. She shall remain there, and I, the key holder, until she is led from the room in handcuffs.
Merci, madame. You have been most helpful.
Most helpful. Well, I'm assuming that Elizabeth can give us a little bit more conversation. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth? Hi.
Certainly, officer.
There's sobbing coming from behind the locked lounge door.
When I left, Madame was with Florette in there. Surely she would not have locked her in. It must have been an accident.
Madame Vandenbosch should not be deciding her fate. Would you grant me access to speak with her?
I would, sir, but I don't have the key. There is a spare somewhere, though. Oh, how awful, the thought of her locked in there.
Do you have any thoughts as to where I may find it?
I'm sorry. Madame does not trust the staff with such knowledge, even me. Although I did overhear her once say it was hidden somewhere, close to her heart. whatever that means.
Is that behind the picture? The picture? Painting? I'm filled with sorrow for the young girl trapped in the lounge, but I must admit I have missed the thrill of solving a good puzzle. Perhaps the countryside is not as tedious as it seems on the surface. Did you notice anything else missing when you returned?
Now I think of it, I don't recall seeing her memento tin.
Memento tin. Could this have been what usually resides on the desk in Mademoiselle's room?
She holds her keepsakes from her father and other gifts or tokens in it. She has such a wonderful collection. She's very lucky. She normally keeps it close, but I didn't see it this morning.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has
Thank you,
been
Elizabeth.
invaluable.
According to Elizabeth, Angeline's memento tin, where she keeps her precious keepsakes, is also missing. Presumably, Angeline knows about this. Nothing more to put there. There's one connection I can make here. Sandra has locked Florette in the lounge and refuses to relinquish the master key. Elizabeth said that Cassandra hid a spare key somewhere close to her heart. I wonder what that could refer to. Madame was hesitant to give me the subject of the portrait.
Really,
Merci.
I wonder if Angeline has anything to say about her memento tin.
The longer you're here, the further the criminal goes with my bracelet. But by all
With my
means,
bracelet.
fire away.
If you'll entertain my curiosity, would you tell me about your father?
Maman never wants to talk about him. She says it's too hard, but she acts more like she doesn't even care he's gone.
I'm sure that is not the case. It must have been very hard for her, for you both.
I miss him every day. He always knew how to put a smile on my face. I remember how much fun we would have, all three of us. In the summer, Father and I would play hide and seek while Maman read. She always helped me though whenever it was his turn to hide. I would stand in the gazebo, cover my eyes and count, and when I turned, he was nowhere to be seen. Maman would lower her book and flash a look towards his hiding spot. After I found him, he clapped and cheered as though I had won a gold medal. When I was hiding, it didn't matter where I was. He could never find me. I always thought I was an expert hider, but when I think back now, I know he was letting me win. He always said my smile was prize enough for him. He always knew just what to say.
I'm sure he would want you to be smiling today, even under such circumstances.
Having heard her story, I can begin to see why he is so missed. It is a tragedy, a loss of a loving father and husband.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Where did it go? Am I blind? Yeah, I'm blind apparently.
Order and method. That...
I mean, would it waste it on collection of classic novels with interest in Shakespeare? I'm not sure. The door had something to do with Shakespeare. Yeah, so the door is here, then it has the strange symbol, and the plaque outside in the garden. They are connected by an interest in Shakespeare. So I was saying, I don't think the interest in Shakespeare is gonna go with the collection of classic novels.
I must take a different approach if
I didn't think so. But interest, and it doesn't have to go with near her heart. Gold band.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Because I did talk to Cassandra and she was like, no, I'm not telling you who that is in the painting, even though I'm pretty sure it's her husband. You know, just to be assumed. Apparently, this and this?
What a revelation!
How does that... Ah? Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, gold band close to her heart, but for some reason, interest in Shakespeare and Elizabeth specifically saying the close to the heart thing gets attached, but not Cassandra. The key is discreet enough to hide almost anywhere, even inside a book. Because this is what this one says, right? Cassandra has locked Florette in the lounge, refuses to relinquish Master Key, and then this one. But apparently it needed to be hooked up to Elizabeth's one. So, hidden inside a Shakespeare book. Talk to Elizabeth. Alright, well, gotta go all the way back downstairs and outside. What light through yonder window breaks? And Juliet is the sun.
Certainly, officer.
Hi, Elizabeth. I've never been good at these sort of games, but I do love them. I think I'm middling. Sometimes I'm okay at them, sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I just can't follow the logic that they're really attempting to get me to follow. So it usually takes me a little while to sort of get in the same mindset as they might want me to do. The house contains a great deal of literature. Are you all keen readers?
Madame is the one with the refined taste. Angeline and I are much more partial to a simple love story.
Aren't we all? Romeo and Juliet, the most famous of love stories.
Poirot, it is not a love story, it is a tragedy. It is literally called a tragedy in the first sentence. Literacy. Where?
I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Madame has a copy upstairs.
It's clearly
in the
a
main
comedy.
hall.
Yes. It is a tragic comedy. It is so ironic in the way that it is written, yet everyone's like, oh, it's just a standard love story. And I'm like, no, it's very clearly that William Shakespeare is like, these people are stupid. Perhaps Poirot finds it quite lovely. I guess you can find it lovely, but when you really look at the context of how it was written, it really is just like scathing at them, being like, hey, Juliet is literally a child. And Romeo, who not, 12 hours previous had just been pining after another woman who never wanted him and always was saying that she didn't want him and was just like, oh, I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah. The second he sees this 13-year-old, aka he is 20-something, 21 I think at the time, ooh, look, there's a 13-year-old girl, guess what? I'm in love with her now, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stare at each other. All night. And now we're gonna get married, and clearly no one should be able to stop us. While, like, the nurse is basically saying, like, hey, be careful with him because, women always end up on their backs. Quote, quote. I do enjoy it so. The passion, the romance. Gives me goosebumps.
Merci, mademoiselle.
More
Your
that
assistance has
Poirot
been
might
invaluable.
love stories that are tragedies. Oh, I see. It's possible. I feel like love stories would be too... what's the word? Not convoluted, just like they don't make enough sense, because Poirot in my head always seems like very logical in the way that he goes about things, and love is not. Human emotion in general is not. Passion more like lust and obsession. Yeah, that's pretty much all Romeo ever did. He was just like, oh look, boner. I will now put all my attention towards this. While he caused multiple of his friends to die. Humans in general, not just emotions. Very true. Thirsty? See, I read that and I was like, I am thirsty. And then I was like, no, not in that context. I want a drink. Hidden upstairs. Elizabeth seems confident the copy of Romeo and Juliet is upstairs in the hall. Dwink. That's why I'm a unicorn. Are you the last unicorn? Aki, don't pretend like you don't know what a unicorn is. Stop. Didn't they say it was upstairs in the hallway? Did I read it wrong? Their name is Jaded Unicorn. Aki, what more context do you need? Inspect the upstairs hall. Aki. Oh, bookshelf. Random bookshelf. Maybe the last turtle unicorn. I was about to say, wait. Turtle unicorn reminds me of, like, the mock turtle. Though, I think that was supposed to be, like, a cow. If I'm remembering correctly, it's like a cow and a turtle. Not a unicorn. Mock turtle. Yes, so in Lewis Carroll's Into the Looking Glass, there is a character called the mock turtle. I believe they are a cow mixed with a turtle. Basically, it's like a cow head, but like turtle body. With like flippers. Of course I know what a unicorn is. That's when a corn plant only produces one giant corn cob. Yes, the prophesized unicorn. I read the name as green with numbers. Wow, good job, Aki. One of the greatest love stories ever written. I'm glad to see Shakespeare's words are being enjoyed. And here's the key. I also find it really funny that a lot of people don't realize how many dick jokes Shakespeare has just put into everything that he has ever written. Like, constantly. It's just like dick joke, dick joke, dick joke, dick joke. He even has a character, I forget which play it's in. It might be Romeo and Juliet, but I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But there's a character who basically, for like multiple pages, talks about him having whiskey dick. And how he loves alcohol, but he hates it at the same time because alcohol gives you the quote-unquote inspiration, but it makes it so that your body is unable to. And he talks about this for a really long time, and then he just pisses in front of the person that he was talking to. Like, just... Okay, I got the key. I really do need some water because my uptick in talking has made my throat dry. I will be right back, my friends. Give me one moment, please. Thank you for liking my BRB screen. All of my peripherals and things are done by me. Completely. The only thing that wasn't done by me was my emotes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I was sort of going for like a vintage chocolate box theme with this. What? What's up, Aki? I forgot. I could not. I also get strawberry vibes. Yeah, definitely a little bit. Eee. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, there's a way that you can start using the E. Yeah. I added the chips, so because I realized that I had an empty space, and I was like, you know, everyone really likes the chips emote, so let's make it so that people can have the chips emote. And then I realized I had 3-bit slots open, and I was like, ah, yes, you know what? Let us add that. Let us add these beautiful, oh, sorry. You know, actually, since Jade is new, let us show Jade what we have here. So the first emote that I have is actually a duo emote with my partner. And then there is one emote by me, one by Sanguine Jackal, another by me, Sanguine Jackal, and then the last 3 were all done by Kasu, taking screenshots of my face. So that's extra fun. But yeah, the first one that I have is a duo emote with my partner. Very cute. My favorite candy is chocolate strawberries. Ooh, yummy. We really like chips here. Chips and Beppis are like the things that make me live, which is why the chips emote is here. This one I made because, you know, all hail the chips. The last one is so mad. Beppis, yes, Pepsi. We try to not say brand names here, as we are not sponsored and we will not give them undue promotion. So Beppis. I drink Beppis. Beppis, and I eat Pwimgles. Or spicy Dream Toes. That is a very large slit in her dress for it being this time period, ma'am. Excuse you. Bracelet. I know! I know! So you want to know something really interesting about ankles? Okay, so this is another fun thing that I do, Jade, is I know random facts and I will spout them whenever I want. Okay, so an interesting fact about ankles. It's the thing about like, oh, ankles, so scandalous, so sexy. No. The thing is that if you were rich in that time period, it didn't matter if your skirt dragged in the mud or whatever, you can change into a new dress, right? Because you had a new dress, so you'd be able to change and have that one laundered. But people that didn't have a lot of money, aka, you know, most working class women, prostitutes, they weren't able to afford to have multiple dresses. So to avoid their skirts getting dirty and then themselves being dirty, they would make sure to lift their skirt so it didn't touch any of the mud that was around them. So that is how that idea of like, ooh, ankle sexy came around. It's not that the ankle itself was sexy, it's just that if you were seen holding your skirt up so that it wasn't dragging in the mud, it meant that literally you were most likely a prostitute. You're welcome. History fact. Woo! Cleverly hidden in one of Madame's favorites. Now I can free Florette from her temporary prison. I might need the more you know shooting star emote. Yeah, I talk about all sorts of random stuff. I am really big on like Google deep dives. So you're telling me to see more ankles, I need to I need to shit in the street. No, that's not what I'm saying. Aki, don't say yes. Do not encourage John this way. You know, I could make that a command with my chips. Again, my channel points are also called chips, and is that a giant Dorito? A very high-res Dorito that I shrunk down to be very, very tiny? Yes. I have lots of like interactive little emotes. I might add a more, you know, shooting star across the screen. Hi, Mer. You can't see my ankles. I'll go outside. If I see anyone's ankles, I will pay them for sex. I mean, it's winter time. Won't most people be wearing, like, jeans?
Finally, it is unlocked.
What exactly do you think you are doing?
I'm breaking into your house, lady!
If I am to serve justice, I must be able to reach and talk with young Florette.
Still pretty warm where I am. Oh, that's good. It's been very rainy and dark here recently. But I like it, it's nice.
The girl is guilty and shall pay the price for her crime. I shall see to that. If you wish to listen to her feeble attempts to explain herself, so be it.
Everyone deserves to tell their side of the story, whether a feeble account or not.
Poirot. At last, I'm able to speak with the accused and hear her version of events. I still have a number of questions. Perhaps she may hold the answers. Ooh, they have snowshoes on the wall. And they have croissant. Croissant. What's the matter, Jimmy Coon? You want a piece of my croissant?
Mademoiselle Florette, I presume.
Warm is bad. I agree. I prefer it to be cold. You can always put on more layers, but you can't take off any more layers past a certain point while being decent. You know? This Poirot has shamefully thin mustache. He's also bald! He's bald! It upset me because so in the last game that we played, he was this short, portly man with a nice thick mustache and really nice hair, right? And in this game, he's like tall, he's super thin, he has a thin mustache, and he's bald. Fuck. What is that? I wanted a portly gentleman character to play. And now I have this. A cop. Are you sure this is Poirot and not a knockoff? I have no clue at this point. This is the true mystery. Where did the actual Poirot go? Maybe they passed the title on. So this is supposed to be the first cases. This is actually supposed to be when Poirot is younger. Even past the point of decent doesn't help in triple digits. Oh god, it's triple digits there? So you must be like American based on how you say that. Oh dear. Not anymore, thankfully. I was American once.
Please, officer. I did nothing wrong. You can't take me away.
I really like her name. That's a pretty name. Florette.
Please
As
relax,
I said,
my dear. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But it is my duty to investigate all avenues. Ah bon?
as I said, she's like a broccoli. And she's wearing green. She is a broccoli. Opal got a taste of free healthcare and naturally made food. And now they can't get enough. Very true. Dipper in cheese. Mmm. No triple digits anymore, still American. Mmm.
Relax. So you don't think I took the bracelet?
As of this moment, I cannot say. But answering my questions honestly will certainly help your case either way.
Her accent is giving me Babette in Clue. If any of you have ever seen the Clue movie, the old one with Tim Curry in it, her accent sort of reminds me of Babette. You are the accused. Why don't you begin by giving me your account of this morning?
I didn't even know it was missing till I got accused of taking it. Madame was so angry. She wouldn't listen to me.
There must be some reasoning behind her accusation.
How could I have taken it? I've been in town most of the morning. I was even late coming back. Then I was preparing breakfast.
So much to do. What exactly were you tasked with this morning?
Rihanna, the cook is away, so I had to fetch breakfast for the house and prepare it all myself. How does she expect me to do that all on my own?
From what I understand of Madame van den Bosch, she would not have been best pleased you returned late for breakfast.
Not best pleased? I thought she was going to batter me to death with a baguette.
Oh.
I hid in the kitchen and then tried to stay out of sight in the lounge until breakfast was over. Didn't want to put my head near her jaws while she was still hungry.
Oh. Again.
Perhaps a brave move under the circumstances. And you did not go upstairs at all.
Madame was singeing a hole in the back of my apron with her glare. I daren't have moved. I was too scared to blink
Daren't
the
is an
wrong
interesting
way.
word.
Never mind stamping upstairs.
Daren't. In this morning's rain, I assume you would have hurried your duties.
I must just be slow, monsieur. My mother always said I, moved like the snail. Maybe I was just happy to be out of the house.
I struggle to believe you would risk catching a cold in such conditions for a little fresh air. Perhaps you were overcome by the volume of your tasks at hand?
I had a lot to do. I lost track of time. I wanted to prove to Madame I'm not the useless waif she thinks I am.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into
So she
consideration.
didn't run back, she walked. Interesting. Because at the path, there was 2 walking away and 1 running back. So if she wasn't running... Now that I finally met young Florette, I would work to ascertain her innocence or guilt. Young maidservant, she does not appear to be this deceptive type, but looks can be deceiving. Florette has been crying, understandable after how she's been treated by Madame today. Florette was dawdling. With so much to do this morning, I would have expected her to have been more focused on the time. Florette got breakfast. She must have been out of the house, battling the rain before there was even a second stir. She claims to be innocent of her crime. Okay, whatever. You don't have anything new to tell me. The lounge. I believe the room is used by family and guests. Perhaps we shall find something useful here. Collection slip.
Oh.
A slip for collecting a garment from Goosens & Co. tailors in town, dated today. Customer E. Paget. Please bring this receipt with you when you come to collect your garments. The requested alterations of 1 mended sleeve, torn shoulder, 1 replaced button, middle breast, 1 inline tear, right breast pocket. All on the right side? Was she grabbed? Will be completed by the end of the day, Monday. Available for collection Tuesday. Goosens & Co. Tailors and alteration specialists. No, I don't want to look at the slip again. No. I want to look at the water. No, I want to look at the water! Sounds like a harassment grab, considering the 2 rips especially. Yeah, right? Wine bottle. I wonder who the wine connoisseur of the house is. A vintage like this would fetch quite a price. To receive such a note of devotion and love must be a delight. Signed from Luc. To whom is his love, I wonder? It's definitely not Elizabeth. My love. It is an obligation that has taken me away from you, but it is my heart that will keep us together. My aunt is in much better health. Rest and some company has done her wonders. I hope to return to you in my duties at the house in a matter of days. Until then, keep well and know that you are always in my thoughts now and forever. Luc. A poker stand without a fire poker is rather useless in my opinion. Where could it be? It is upstairs. A stray fire poker shouldn't be too hard to find. Come, my little gray cells, let us find the bottom of this mystery. Why does it look like there's a book in the fireplace? Does anyone else see that? Am I I do not always agree with the telephone companies and their charges, but ignoring the bills will not make them disappear. Dear Madam, despite our best efforts to contact you regarding your account, we have not received any response from the previous correspondence. With that in mind, you are being served a formal notice of 30 days from today to make a full payment on the outstanding balance, or we will be forced to revoke your service. If you would like to discuss the matter, or have any further questions, please contact us immediately. Regards, Mr. Beaumont, Bell Company Co. Bell Company Co. Bell Telephone Company. Right? It looks like a book is in the fireplace. Like,
Oh.
I could spend my morning in front of Miss Obert's boulangerie. Honey? What does this... How do you say this French word? Huh? Boulangerie? Boulangerie. Huh? Boulangerie? Boulangerie. I can't hear you. Can you come closer, please? My partner speaks French, by the way. Boulangerie. Boulangerie. Boulangerie.
You have the same problem as
Oui.
whenever you go to say
Souris. I'm not rolling my R. That's not Spanish. Souris.
riz, not riz.
Souris.
Doing the Asian thing. Oh, when it's off.
Boulangerie. Jury. Boulangerie.
Oh,
Boulangerie.
yes.
Boulangerie.
No.
Yes. No. Oui, baguette, Eiffel Tower. Oui, oui, boin. Do not fart at me with your hands.
Wait.
How dare you?
Shut up.
That actually caught. Good job. Was I close? Boulangerie. Well, okay, he's saying that I'm saying it wrong. Honey, can you actually come here so that they can hear the difference? Because I can't say it differently.
Boulangerie.
Boulangerie.
No. Stop.
Boulangerie.
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 Jury.
Jury.
Boulan.
Boulan.
Jury.
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 Je.
Je.
Ris.
Ri.
Boulangerie.
Boulangerie.
You keep rolling the your L, your R sounds like an L. Literally.
Boulangerie. Hello. Take me to the boulangerie. Jerry. I don't know where your pants are. You should probably find them. Now, really, the question is, what is that? I don't know. Wait, honey. What is that? Is it like a bakery?
Oh, you didn't know what? Oh.
No, I don't know what it means. Oh, it's a bakery. Why is it called that? Wouldn't it be like a pâtissier?
No.
Why not?
But patisserie, so that, but like patisserie, more like a kind of thing.
Oh. Okay, so a patisserie only sells...
Actually sit down and coffee.
Okay, so a boulangerie is more like a cafe type thing, rather than...
Like, think about this. A bakery.
Mm-hmm.
But la durée is like, the
Okay.
classes.
Oh, I assumed that it was the same thing. Okay, a patisserie is like a specialist place that pretty much only makes sweet pastries. And then a boulangerie
That is
is
kinda also
sort of like a bakery, but cafe at the same time, where you can like sit down and eat. The French gotta make everything difficult, apparently. Wrapped part. Okay, I have pointed out multiple times that soccer, the word soccer, rather than football, actually comes from British terminology. It's not Americans who came up with that shit. It was literally the Brits.
Yet they stuck with it.
It's not our fault.
We went backward because we realized it was stupid.
Okay, I've had this exact same conversation about imperial and metric. Literally, we...
It's thermometer,
the British...
not thermo feet.
Thermometer, not thermo feet. Fuck you, shush. We were taught imperial, we, quote, quote. AKA, because the British did that shit. They taught the entire world imperial, and then they decided, you know what we're gonna do? Actually, in like the 70s, by the way, not even like super long ago, like in the 70s, they changed it to be metric because they wanted to be an asshole again. That's a fair point, though.
What, the thermometer?
The thermometer, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Reddit. Wrapped parcel, completely soaked through. I hope it has not ruined the contents. It looks like a hat box. Hat.
Oh.
Fine-toothed comb. I just got that achievement. Ooh. The initials EP suggest that it's Elizabeth's. A nasty black soot smudge is apparent. Why would such a delicate item be used on such a stubborn stain? As I said, Elizabeth waking up Angeline later than normal does seem weird when she was not the one that had to leave for the day. Again, there's literally a book in this fireplace and it won't let me look into that. But let us go into our mind palace and figure out some of this mystery. Maybe she was doing something and didn't want her to see. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that that would be like a perfect time to steal it. And then in like the commotion do other things as well. Because the poker from downstairs is up in Angeline's room, which was used to then pry open the window from the inside. And also the there was a rag upstairs that had soot stains on it. And now her hat also has soot stains on it. I could spend my morning in front of the boulangerie, largely untouched. Unless they plan on eating these for every meal, there is enough. There's more than enough for those in the house. Recently purchased. Accused Florette. Address label. Although the package was addressed to E. Paget, there is no house address or stamp. How did this arrive? A mended male suit is inside. A great deal of effort has been put into restoring it. Perhaps it was sentimental value. And it was wet, meaning that it was brought in from the rain earlier. Note from Luke, collection slip. So that cannot... Really? Here?
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Well, I assumed because it was like, oh, it's a slip. That says blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Okay, fine. I was close enough. It seems someone collected this by hand. Who, I wonder? Poker stand, wine bottle, abandoned poker. So, poker stand, and then poker.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It seems Angeline may have been the last one to use this, as the poker was moved. I still have one connection I can make. Note from Luke, final demand. Wine bottle, personalized handkerchief. EP suggests that it was Elizabeth's. A nasty black spot smudge is apparent. I mean, is it really gonna be like poker was moved and then the smudge? I don't think so.
Come,
no,
my
I
little
didn't
grey
think so.
cells. We must...
It is weird that she got food, but wasn't... But no one ate anything. She was late.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
So, personal life handkerchief was found in the lounge. I have one connection I can make here. Nothing else was taken. Broken glass. Julie Brock's was open. Fallen soot. But I don't have the handkerchief thing. Because, again, the soot in the cleaning rag, you'd think abandoned poker?
Is there something I...
Labels are insured. Julie Brock's was open. Seems that I have, like, is there something wrong with the food? I'm not sure. So there was a final demand. This could be related to the phone?
Some would say a lucky guess.
I'm not surprised the phone does not work. One cannot ignore financial responsibilities. Oh, I still have one that I can mix? Oh, no. Oh. Thank you for the sub, Giga. Very kind of you. Actually, wait. Can someone, Arfi or Giga, can you scroll down and check how many followers I have? Is it at 200 now? Since Jade showed up. Because if it is, that means that there's going to be a special stream in the near future. I can't off the 199. Damn it. Oh well, close enough. As I said, it's the sound from My Little Pony, actually. Valuables are insured.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in...
Selling heirlooms and financial responsibilities?
Magnifique.
Best show, 10 out of 10. I really like My Little Pony as well. The family must be in a far worse position than I thought. I wonder if such desperation led to drastic actions. Cassandra is desperate for money. The family must be far worse than I thought. Oh. Uh-oh. My hands aren't attached. Wait.
Dab 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 dab.
Jesus. That was so many. I missed a couple, so I did a couple extra on the end. I hope that's alright. Worth it. Dabba 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 dabba. There we go. That's how I hook them. Because I've been trying to get the financial responsibility and the heirlooms like together for a little bit. I needed to hook two other things first, and then I could put it that way. Okay. It cannot be a coincidence that it's not being sold and has been recently insured. There's more to There's more to Madame Van de Bosch's accusation of Florette than it seems. A young maid would make for a perfect scapegoat. With such coincidental timing ensuring the bracelet, there are still questions to be asked. Theft fits Cassandra's insurance claim. talk to Cassandra about that. So that one is done. Okay. Back to the bracelet. I still have one connection I can make here. The window was open and the jewelry box was open. Nothing else was taken.
I must act on thought and fact. This will not get me any closer to...
Someone forced the window open from the inside. Oh. Cleaning rag and this?
I should not be surprised by
Okay.
my own skills of deduction.
Well, I'm surprised. Perhaps the handkerchief was used to clean up what the rag did not. Insufficient cleanup. Talk to Elizabeth. Okay, and I have one here. So, the final demand we already did. That's related to the other thing. Poker was moved. Wet parcel. Formal suit. Theft fits Cassandra's insurance claim. If we compare it to the last ones, they've all sort of made a general sense in where the lines were positioned.
Is there something...
Never know.
Some would say a lucky guess.
Elizabeth must have requested Florette's assistance this morning, causing her to run late. I doubt Madame will be happy about it. Now I can talk to everyone again. Wait, did you still have one more thing? Okay, they weren't done.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job, monsieur.
Oh, my headphones are dying. Give me just a second while I reach around to grab my second battery. Plug it. Oh no, I put it in upside down. There we go. Oh, righty. Was it you who collected the parcel this morning while in town?
Yes. Another thing on my to-do list. I'm afraid it's not in the same condition as when I picked it up.
At whose request?
It was a favor for Lizzie. I didn't mind having to get it.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
Thanks, broccoli. I have some chips.
Really, officer, you are...
Questions with a red icon indicate that dialogue will indicate that a dialogue challenge is available for the character. Choose the question mark with it to begin.
If you have something to ask, officer, I suggest you stop wasting my time further and just get on with it.
I've already seen and heard how hot-tempered Madame Van de Bosch can be. I should approach this with some sensitivity. Understanding. My apologies, Madame. I was merely thinking about what Florette has done for your family. Or direct. Pardon, I was just considering all avenues. There is much for me to contemplate.
And this is how she repays me? I will not be happy until I see her sufficiently punished.
I'm grateful for your vigilance, but it's time for proper authorities to decide her fate. I can understand your anger. Her actions broke your trust and have affected you all. Her punishment should not be decided according to the law. Should be decided by according to the law. Oops. Broccoli. You broccoli.
I doubted your abilities, but perhaps they are not as inadequate as I thought.
Since the death of your husband, have you struggled to keep the house in the position it was in? It must be difficult raising Mademoiselle Angeline and running the house alone.
It is challenging at times, I will admit. But I can assure you the Van den Bosch name is as strong and prevalent as it has always been. I have tried my best to provide for Angeline, although sometimes she may not see it that way. She is not to know about what we have discussed. It is my burden to carry.
You are accepting the hand you have been dealt and raising a fine young mademoiselle. That is all that can be asked of you.
And you have done nothing but bother my staff and my family. I cannot stand here any longer and listen to this second-rate officer speaking such drivel.
Oh, I thought that I had done well. It doesn't sound like I did now. Oh, she's leaving. Bye. Madame Van de Bosch offers me the smallest sliver of emotion, showing how she cares for her daughter before she makes haste for the door. Is it out of embarrassment, or perhaps there is something she's still trying to hide? I think it's perhaps time to continue my investigation elsewhere. You broke down Cassandra's defenses and obtained some new evidence. In this case, it seems like you really hit a nerve with Cassandra. Where is it? Florette confirmed that she was running late because of collecting this. Oh, I don't have any. I thought I had a link there. Apparently not. Let's go to Cassandra because she's on the top floor and she's annoying to get to, so hopefully... hopefully I won't have to go back upstairs to talk to her later.
The longer you're...
Shush. Would you say that your maman is happy with young Florette's work?
Maman is never happy with anything these days. Also, Florette does have a habit of not doing things exactly how Maman wants them done.
And how does she react when she sees Florette not doing things the correct way?
Maman has the temperament of a kicked cat. Florette has often been on the wrong side of it.
Oh, that's sad.
That is how she responded today?
She was shouting at her, and when Florette would not admit she took the bracelet, Maman really lost her temper. I have not seen her that angry before.
You have been of great help to my investigation, mademoiselle. I will do everything I can to find the culprit and return your bracelet.
Is it just me, or does this jacket that's on the bed, does it remind anyone else of the Beatles? It reminds me of the Beatles. On we go. I only know the music. I don't know any visuals besides Yellow Submarine. Fair. You think she's sitting in the gazebo?
Certainly, officer.
Hi, Elizabeth. Can you tell me about the package in the lounge?
The lounge? A package?
Oui, it is quite hard to miss.
I mean, it is on the floor right now.
Oh, how silly of me. I must have had my head in the clouds this morning. I'm sorry, I can't help you further.
Besides the obvious, is there anything unusual about this morning?
Besides the terrible rain? No. I woke, began my duties with Mademoiselle. I had already laid out a clean dress. I helped her into it, and prepared her for the day before getting started on tidying her room as neat as a pin.
And why is it so frickin' dirty?
And the bracelet was still there when you left the room for breakfast.
I'm sure of it. I had it down before Mademoiselle Angeline.
You don't by chance happen to be missing an initialed handkerchief?
Why, yes, officer! I misplaced it after wiping a stain from Mademoiselle Angeline's sleeve at breakfast. You are a great detective.
She's not wearing sleeves.
You are not the first to say. Had she not noticed it herself, I imagine Madame would not allow even the smallest imperfection.
It baffles me how she couldn't have. It was only luck that I spotted it before Madame, and a good thing I did.
She took off the sleeves outfit because it was dirty? Does Madame van der Bosch have a habit of making such quick assumptions?
Madame is under a great deal of strain.
Maybe.
It can't have been easy for her to lose her husband, raising Mademoiselle alone. She can be quick to anger.
And this morning, it sounds as though it was such an occasion.
It's not the first time I have had to stand and watch such treatment. I hate to see it. As I said, Madame hasn't had the easiest time.
You said it was not the first time Madame van der Bosch has lost her temper with Fleurette.
Madame's scolding of Fleurette this morning was the worst I have seen her temper. I wish you could see that Fleurette is just trying to do her best.
Could there have been another reason for such a reaction?
Madame was not happy Fleurette was late. All through breakfast, Madame was watching her with a piercing eye. But she's still learning the way.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Okay.
Your assistance has been invaluable.
Sorry, 1 second. Aggressively starts chewing some chips. Mademoiselle Elizabeth was reluctant to acknowledge the parcel that caused young Fleurette to be so late. Could there be something behind her avoidance of the subject? If there is a reason, I must establish what it is. Why am I picturing that girl from Boruto? I don't know anything Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's from Dragon Ball. Though I haven't seen Boruto, so I don't know.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
The carving acts as a subtle and private reminder of them both. For them both. Elizabeth and Luke are courting.
Come, my little grey cells. The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Perhaps the relationship is more serious than I first deduced. I wonder what Madame would say. Elizabeth and Luke are betrothed.
What a revelation!
I find the thought of such a plan cloaked in secrecy rather than romantic. Oh, sorry. I find the thought of such a plan cloaked in secrecy rather romantic, but their secrecy continues to perturb me. Mademoiselle Elizabeth is planning to elope with her beloved Luke, but why would she hide such a joyous occasion? I recall her saying Madame van der Bosch does not look fondly on staff relationships. But I cannot help but think there is something else.
Certainly, officer.
You seemed rather excited earlier at the mention of Romeo and Juliet.
How could I not be? I may not enjoy his other works, but how can one not be blown away by a story of two so deeply in love that they will risk everything just to be together?
Especially being able to draw similarities between Verona's star-crossed lovers to yourself and your dearest.
But I hadn't told.
Mademoiselle, I am an officer of the law. It is my duty to uncover the truth.
By the way, I must say, the audacity, the utter balls that these two have to carve in someone else's property their initials, like L loves E, knowing that the person that owns the property, they work for them, and they hate staff relationships. The balls that they had to very openly carve their initials on something that that person owns. Like, did you really think that they would never figure that out? Oh, just some random people carved something on my bench. Like, no, that's not how that works. No cares given. Chocho. I haven't seen any of Boruto. Burrito.
Please, you cannot say anything to Madame.
Rude,
She
right?
is against staff
Very rude.
relationships of any kind. In her eyes, a relationship between staff is nothing more than a distraction.
Always munching on chips. Maybe that is me. Halloween costume idea.
But he means so much more to you.
Oh, officer, I have found my soulmate. At first, it was nothing more than pleasantries around the grounds, but that quickly changed. I know it's not proper for a young lady to pursue a gentleman, but once I knew his feelings reciprocated my own, why shouldn't I have followed my heart?
Love transcends professional and societal rules.
Oh, she's a bit of a girl boss. She went after him. She's like, hey, you're cute.
The mere thought of him was enough to make me blush, but I knew that Madame would never give her blessing. If we wanted to continue, we would have to do so in secret. The summer evenings here are just so beautiful. I often find myself walking around the grounds after my daily duties are complete. And it was one such evening that Luke was waiting for me at the gazebo. He looked ever so handsome. And the poem he had prepared, he had barely started reading and I was already a blubbering mess.
Aww.
Standing there beneath the warm glow of the falling sun, he asked for my hand, and I gave him my heart with no hesitation.
Aww, that's so cute.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I've been chattering on for so long. You have much more pressing matters than to listen to me rambling aimlessly.
Nah, that's cool. It's a very cute story. I like it.
One should never apologize for such a charming and bewitching story of love. But you are correct. While the culprit still eludes us, my work is not yet complete.
The love Mademoiselle Elizabeth and Luke share is obvious, yet she remains respectful of Madame's ruling, no matter the ridiculous nature of it. I cannot see her defying her code and stealing the bracelet. The investigation continues. That's pretty much how he responded to.
Merci, mademoiselle. Your assistance has been invaluable.
The one time that Poirot and I agree. Is she over at the gazebo? No? Oh. I mean, she went outside. It would be a good guess. Okay. I have 2 things I can link now. Alright. Cassandra watched Fleurette after she returned. Cassandra previously mistreated her.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
All signs are pointing to Fleurette being treated rather harshly by Madame. Would Madame escalate such mistreatment? I have one more link. Sandra watched Fleurette after she returned. See this?
I must take a different approach if I am... Magnifique.
As she was constantly busy and under the watchful eye of Madame, Fleurette lacked the opportunity to take the bracelet. Why would Madame accuse her? Fleurette had no opportunity. Speak to Elizabeth and Fleurette.
Order and method.
I didn't think so.
That is the...
I have one link that I can make here. So, Elizabeth's morning. According to Elizabeth, she arrived slightly earlier than Angeline for breakfast. It seems Angeline attempted to remove a soot stain from her hands. What could have caused this?
What a revelation!
She must have used the cleaning rag to reach into the chimney, keeping her hand soot-free. It appears this morning's weather was severe enough to shake the house to its core. A smattering of soot has fallen from the chimney. Oh, I don't have anything. I wasn't meaning to connect that. Hee hee. Inspect the chimney in Angeline's bedroom to advance the investigation. Okay, so that one is done. I want to figure out what I need to connect here, though. Food was untouched. Now you can get the book. I don't think it's the book. I'm going to guess that it's actually the bracelet. That the bracelet is in the chimney. I want to know what's here, though.
Another success.
Okay.
I never doubted myself.
Would Madame seize the opportunity and attempt to improve and continue to hide her financial woes? Lorette scapegoated. Wait, do I have another one? Dang it.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Her incarceration appears to be the latest in a series of abuses by Madame. I have no doubt in young Florette's innocence. What I do doubt is the behavior of Madame Van de Bosch. If what I have heard is true, her treatment towards Florette is disgraceful. Cool. Okay. Oh, you mean the book in this one? Oh, possible? Maybe. I'm not sure. No, because it doesn't... That's just the poker stand.
Anything to show you I didn't do it. And Madame, I need this job.
It's not the first time Madame Van de Bosch has taken her anger out on you, is it?
She never used to be such a witch. When the Viscount was alive, she was much nicer. He was the head of the house, he gave the orders, and he treated us right. I would have gone long ago, monsieur, but my family can't afford for me to be picky about my employment.
I was not aware you were supporting your family, and at such a young age.
Papa lost his job at the factory just before he left for good, so Mama had to work even more.
Oh.
I was old enough, so I went to work. When I joined the Van den Bosch house, the Viscount was very kind. I didn't think he would care, but he wanted to help. He gave me some extra in my first pay pack, enough to keep the landlord from kicking Mama out at least. No one had ever been that nice before. I didn't know what to say, but all he wanted me to do was work hard for her. He even let me to go home and visit Mama and my brothers at Christmas, with a food parcel from the kitchen.
Oh.
Mama said she had never seen so much food. It's always been hard for her. Even before he left for good, Papa wasn't around much, and even when he was, we both wished he wasn't. My brothers were too young to remember what he was like, I hope. When I walked in Mama's house, everything seemed so much smaller. I must have got too used to the size of this house. I swear, you could fit our house in just this lounge. We didn't have much, but we didn't want for much. It was simple and it was home.
The valuables in the house do not determine the love it shares.
Someone should tell Madame that. Not that she'd listen anyways.
Unfortunate. Florette seems like a good egg. She doesn't deserve to be mistreated like that.
I will uncover the truth of what happened today, mademoiselle. That, I promise you.
The Vicomte's kind nature shines through again. His treatment of the staff is quite a contrast from that of the Madames. Yeah, she was definitely getting scapegoated. Oh, her last name is Duval. Florette Duval. From the way this young mademoiselle speaks of her family, I cannot believe she would risk her employment at a house and put them into an even worse position.
Merci. I shall take everything you have told me into consideration.
So I'm gonna guess they mean the chimney in Angeline's room. Angeline's room. I wonder if Mademoiselle Angeline noticed Madame's abrupt departure. Departure. Yeah, okay, I can look there, but I'm gonna talk to her first. Hello?
The longer you are here,
Shush. Oh, she hasn't
You
noticed.
have been of great.
Okay, bye.
Oh.
I suppose this is one such occasion where I must literally get my hands dirty. And here's the bracelet. It was carefully concealed inside a rectangular metal tin. Angeline's missing bracelet, as I suspected, inside a tin of keepsakes from her father. It was missing after all, while hidden is more the appropriate term. Angeline stashed her keepsakes in the chimney. I have one more thing I can connect here. I can't click these guys. Maybe he's bold as some part of... What do you mean? No, I don't. When people have military service. Oh, a veteran? We don't know how he passed, we just know that he did. How could I connect here? Kinda?
I must take a different approach if I am to.
And of course, this is the only one I can work on. But it might be why he's bold? What do you mean why he's bold? Bald. Oh, bald. Yeah, that's what I was saying a little bit before you got here. I was thinking that maybe that was why it was like that in the military. Spy can confirm if he is still around and lurking. But I was talking about, I was like, maybe it was because it's like the military and they shave your head as like a great equalizer thing, but unsure. I thought you meant bold, like he goes for it, you know, like he's just like in your face, bold, not bald. Yeah, it did autocorrect. It's all right. What can I connect here?
I cannot see the logic in this.
I honestly don't know what we have. So, okay, we can't do anything with this. She reached into the chimney. There was fallen soot. Abandoned poker. Reached in the chimney and poker?
I must act on thought and fact, not...
Apparently, it's stashed keepsake and someone forced the window open from the
The
inside.
pieces of the puzzle
That's
are
such a
finally
why would it
coming
go
together.
across like that? Why would it go across a giant other thing? That's stupid. Pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together. To stage the burglary and to let it go so far is totally unacceptable. I cannot believe I allowed Mademoiselle Angeline to deceive me for so long. Hiding the bracelet inside the chimney and staging a burglary, all part of her calculated and devious plan. I should bring this investigation to an end. Enough of my time has already been wasted, but I will not be satisfied until I know why. Oh, my phone's ringing. Do I have a message from work? I do have a message from work. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I want to read this and make sure that I... Oh, sorry about that. My face froze for a second. Hi, everyone. I return. Thank you, Aki. So it wasn't a super important work thing. Fortunately, it was just a, like, hey, here's an extra shift that you can pick up, but someone else had picked it up already, so that's fine. No, someone else had picked it up before I could. So that's fine. No worries. Yeah, you get ready for Tesco.
Everybody clap your hands for Tesco Run.
Your clapping is terrible. It's honey, go away. it's attaching to your face. No, stop.
Damn it.
Clap for Tesco Run. We love Tesco here. I mean, Memsco. Not sponsored by Tesco. We just love them. That's all. Yes, Angeline staged a burglary. Angeline. Do they want me to talk to her or Elizabeth? Wait. Memsco to Is it saying Elizabeth? Okay. Not Angeline.
Certainly, officer.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm ready to address the house. I believe it is time the truth behind the missing bracelet was revealed. It's times like those I wish I had multiple angles so I could just be like, over here, over there, up there. Hello? Oh god, my face got stuck. Yeah. What? Oh god, why? Why does it keep getting stuck at the ceiling?
You have found the culprit and the bracelet.
Everything will be revealed in good time. Would you be so kind as to gather everyone in the lounge?
Of course.
Merci, Mademoiselle Elizabeth, for gathering everyone. Will Madame Van den Bosch be joining us shortly?
She stormed past me not long ago, and I have not seen her return.
Very well. Under usual circumstances, I would wait. But I think we have spent enough time on this matter, n'est-ce pas?
Oh gosh.
We shall have to proceed
My chips
without
are trying
her.
to run from me.
This morning started like any other. My usual ordinary patrol. Until I was approached by Mademoiselle Elizabeth about a suspected burglary and a missing bracelet.
A crime I've been falsely blamed for.
That I shall come to. I began my investigation outside, but it was not long before I realized there were no signs of an intruder. So I turned my focus to those in the house. You.
Does anyone else catch that Angeline is like looking around all nervous while the two innocent people are just looking only at Poirot?
Florette, Your time here at the house has not always been the easiest for you, shall we say.
I do what Madame tells me.
And to the highest standard, I presume.
No, that's not what happened at all. No, never.
Madame's standards are very high. I do my best.
And you would at least expect fair treatment for the work, not to be spoken to in such a cruel and vicious way.
Monsieur?
I refer to how poorly Madame van den Bosch treats you. You are at her beck and call, and she does nothing but belittle you.
Sometimes people feel the need to make other people small so that they stop feeling as small as they are.
That is Maman you're talking about. Just wait until...
It is nothing but the
Shush.
truth I speak, mademoiselle. All the while, mademoiselle stands by and does not even notice such cruelty. That must have angered you. Perhaps you thought it was time they deserved some retribution.
Stop trying to put words in her mouth.
I am merely giving her a voice, one that has been silenced for so long.
Maybe I do think she deserves it. She's had the world handed to her on a plate, and the likes of me get nothing.
A motive begins to rear its head.
You're just trying to get me to admit to something. Well, I've done nothing.
Allow me to finish. I am sure you will want to hear what follows. Let us return to this morning.
You were tasked with fetching breakfast from the town for the house. As well as fetching breakfast for the house, you took another task on which ended up delaying you further.
I was only trying to help Lizzie.
You must have known how Madame would have reacted to your late return, especially with her prior treatment of you.
She's angry at whatever I do.
But nonetheless, you were willing to help a colleague, a friend, knowing what the repercussions could be. And that show of loyalty to your friend has been the thing that proved your innocence.
Monsieur?
Because of such willingness to help, you were delayed in town, meaning you had no viable way of taking the bracelet from Mademoiselle Angeline's room. There was simply no opportunity.
I told you! Maybe now Madame will believe me.
It is evidence not even she can ignore. Which then leads us to Mademoiselle Elisabeth. Mademoiselle Elisabeth, you have been with the Van den Bosch family for quite some time now, correct?
That is correct.
You have grown close with both ladies of the house and your fellow members of the house staff, would you say?
Of course. And I certainly hope they feel the same.
And yet, there are still secrets that you kept from them. But there are still certain private matters they are not aware of.
Officer, please.
Elizabeth, what is he talking about?
I am referring to the lengths Mademoiselle Elisabeth has gone to remain in your maman's employment.
It is Madame's house. She can enforce whatever rules she chooses.
Even if they are going against the very nature and cornerstone of man, to love.
I still do not understand.
Perhaps that is best for everyone. It is neither my place nor my want
I
to make
still
this
do not
situation
understand.
any more awkward than it needs
Yeah,
to be.
maybe you shouldn't. Damn, Poirot. Jesus.
Oh, thank you.
Besides, it was not that story that cleared Mademoiselle Elisabeth's name. Rather, Florette's.
Florette's? But she was not here for most of the morning.
But when she was, more precisely while preparing the table in the lounge, she noted that, against regularity, you arrived alone for breakfast, without Mademoiselle Angeline by your side.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
It means that I found myself with two suspects with potential motives. But with a lack of opportunity, I was left with only one. Mademoiselle Angeline.
You can't believe I would hide my own bracelet.
It's the only explanation that remains, but perhaps Florette would be more satisfied hearing the truth from you. I think it's time the truth be told. This Max Grade has gone on too long enough.
I have nothing to say.
You would rather allow a faithful member of your staff to take the blame for your juvenile and adolescent actions? You act out of fear. It is nothing we have not all done before. I'm surprised at your lack of compassion. I see the apple does not fall far from the tree.
How dare you speak to me like that? You have no idea what you're talking about.
I know that losing your father at such a young age must be horrific and terrifying. Perhaps I don't, but your mama does. She is someone you could confide in.
You can't actually believe I would hide my own jewelry.
If you didn't, explain to me how your memento tin with the bracelet inside came to be lodged inside the chimney of your bedroom fireplace.
You have no proof I put it there.
Besides you being the only one in the room alone, even after finding the bracelet, I still did not know why you had done it. Until I contemplated why Madame was selling so many heirlooms and art.
You had no right to snoop through our house in the first place.
What do you mean? I was investigating a burglary claim that you made.
When it is part of my investigation, I have every right, mademoiselle. The unpaid bills and final notice from the telephone company.
Maman can do what she wants with her art. That means nothing.
But when there was no more art to sell, what then? You could not risk her taking your father's bracelet and selling it. So, you staged a burglary pretending it had been taken, preventing her from selling it. Then you stood back as the innocent Florette paid the price.
She didn't think about me at all. She was going to take my bracelet and sell it off. It would have just ended up on some old wrinkly wrist. I didn't think Maman would blame her. I didn't think she would do anything.
In what world would you think, oh, no one's gonna take the blame for this? Clearly. I'll be able to get away with this, and it's totally fine. When you know for a fact that your mom has a bug up her ass against one of the specific staff that work inside your house constantly. Like, what? Of course she would blame it on her.
But she did. And somehow that evidently didn't cross your mind. When Madame returns, you shall have it all to explain.
Maman can't know what I have done. She will be furious.
Some people just don't think things through. I guess not. I like how she's like, but my mom's gonna be angry at me. You can't tell her she's gonna be angry at me. And I'm like, you were trying to send a poor, innocent girl to jail because of you. Because you couldn't just tell your mom that you wanted to keep your bracelet.
But Mademoiselle
She's already
Florette will be
furious.
proved innocent. And that is what is important. No crime has been committed, so I see no reason why this should continue any longer. It is time you consider the consequences of your actions.
If it isn't the consequences for my own actions. Me sewing. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Sewing is great. Me reaping. Reaping the fruits of my labor. Oh, fuck. No, this sucks. I hate it. Consequences. She's a helper, not a member of society. It's different.
And now, you must
I heard
face
a
them
door.
head on.
Head on.
Maman,
Apply directly
you're
to forehead.
Of course I am. And I've brought someone that will bring some order to this chaos.
Major Felix Hagen. He may hold the rank of major in the British Army, but I question his authority here at all. Oh, look at her hand. Oh, her hand is horrifying. The mottled hand is terrible. She has like a claw. Ugh. Nasty. Ma'am, you have a T-Rex claw for a hand. Put your hand back up. I want to see it more. Look at it! It's terrible! It's so bony. In police matters, I am the authority. This is my investigation. I will not have Madame dictating the results any longer.
Major, I can assure you, I have this situation under control.
From what I have heard, you are far from it.
You are far from it.
The missing bracelet has been found, and the guilty party has been identified.
I am well aware. that the maidservant was behind it all. And yet I see her standing as free and innocent as you and me.
I must say, it's very weird to see the 3D models versus like the renders that they did, because if you look at the render of the Major, right, he's got a whole hell of a lot of forehead, right? But then his model doesn't. His model has a pretty small forehead.
I am sure Madame van den Bosch has informed you of her suspicions, but I'm afraid it was merely speculation.
Excuse me?
After conducting a full investigation, the evidence and facts led me to deduce...
Mademoiselle Floret could not have taken it as she was in town most of the morning, including the time the bracelet was taken. Mademoiselle Angeline hid the bracelet. She had her reasons and...
I certainly hope you are not accusing my daughter of...
I'm sorry, Maman. He's right. Floret is innocent. I just wanted to show you.
Shh, girl. I will not have you guilted into taking the blame for that sticky-fingered girl.
I like how Elizabeth was like, in the background when that happened. Madame van de Bosch refuses to acknowledge even a fraction of what has really taken place. I shall not let it continue any longer. Madame van de Bosch, perhaps it would benefit you to hear Mademoiselle Angeline's. Any guilt your daughter feels should only be from her actions today.
Perhaps it would benefit you to remember you are nothing more than a simple officer of the law.
Officer Poirot, a word. Madame van den Bosch was forced to make her way to inform me, alone, I might add, of the goings-on at the house today.
Major, with all due respect, she was impeding the investigation.
This may be how some officers act in the city, but here we show respect to our citizens. You are an officer of the law and should act as such.
So as an officer of the law, I should immediately not listen to any facts that I find out through investigation. I should only listen to hearsay and assumptions made by third parties. Yeah, you sound real cool, Major.
Insubordination like this will not be tolerated.
Oh, his teeth! Sorry. His teeth are terrible. Look at them.
As the ranking officer, I have conducted my investigation and...
Ranking officer? Ha! You are an auxiliary officer. You have little authority over anyone, let alone a major. You would be wise to remember who is close friends with your commanding officer. After what I have heard of your past in the city, I'm sure he would look upon today's events as another failure at the hands of Officer Poirot.
As absurd as it's become, I must select my battles more tactfully. I can only hope the captain at the station will see... Oh, did I mess it up?
Oui, Major.
Oh.
Now I suggest you do your duty and escort the maidservant to the station where she can be formally charged and a sufficient punishment handed out.
No! I don't want Floret to go to the station. She doesn't need to be punished. She didn't do anything. Aww.
Right away. I'm sorry, mademoiselle. This is not the outcome I expected.
Oh.
Maman was right. We'll always pay the price for the upper class's actions.
Down with the goddamn bourgeoisie, man. What the fuck?
We will do everything we can to clear your name.
What can you do now? Madame said I'm guilty of a crime and I'll be punished. That's that.
A crime that was never committed. Once the truth is explained, this wrong shall be set right.
That's so shitty.
Angeline did not intend for you to be arrested. Surely you know her better than that.
Bitch, I don't care. What the hell? It literally doesn't matter if she didn't intend for you to get arrested. It's 100% her fault that she was even put in this situation. Evangeline deserves no, and I mean it, no sympathy in this fact. Literally all of this is because of her.
I should have known better than to expect anything else.
They didn't
Justice
intend
and
for them to
fairness
die.
don't reach the likes of me.
What matters is what happens. Exactly. Just because you didn't intend to do something doesn't mean that you didn't do something. Just like how if you hurt someone's feelings and they tell you you hurt their feelings, you can't just be like, well, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Well, guess what, Sunshine? You did hurt their feelings. This is literally the exact same. I didn't intend for those babies to die. Yeah, that just doesn't work. Literally, it's... Cancel Evangeline 2021. This young lady has already faced so much mistreatment at the hands of Madame Van den Bosch. I shall not allow her punishment to continue.
What you saw today was not justice. In the eyes of the law, you are innocent and have been harshly treated and wrongly accused. No one will be going to jail.
Run, Florette. Fucking book it. I'm gonna turn around and pretend that I don't see you, and you're just gonna go.
But that doesn't help my employment, does it?
That I cannot save. But your freedom, I shall make sure of that.
I feel like an imposter dressed in police clothing. I was brought here today as representative of the... I was brought here as a representative of the law, and any shred of authority I had was dashed at the hands of the Major. I refuse to allow justice to waver, and for it to become nothing more than a hand for those who wish to play it, as and when they choose. This is not the first time I have seen the law bent to fit one's purpose, but it will certainly be the last time I fail to stop it. Aww. It makes me sad. I wonder if there's anything I could do about that. Like, if this is a part of the story and this is going to be a main thing, like this is going to be an overarching plot.
Detective Poirot, I trust this finds you well. It has been many years since our paths last crossed, and while I'm sure your recollection of the events may differ from mine, I hope that receiving this letter has not rekindled a sense of animosity toward myself.
I have
or
100%
the
animosity.
Bosch name.
Fuck off.
The impression you made is something that has stayed with me since that day. It compelled me to reconsider the spoilt young lady I would have inevitably become, and helped shape me into the woman I wished to be.
Bitch, I don't
You
care.
made me see the childish and selfish girl in me that did not consider the consequences of her actions, or how they may affect others. Although Maman may see the events of that day differently, I believe the compassion you showed for our mate Florette, as well as the drive to uncover the truth and accept no alternative, was a testament to your character and professionalism. Although I wish it were under different circumstances, your assistance is once again required.
No,
and I
I'm not gonna help you.
Consider this as my formal request for your service.
I don't want to help you.
This forthcoming weekend was due to be one full of joy and happiness at the announcement of my engagement to Gideon Demir, whom I love dearly.
I don't care.
Bringing together two illustrious families, but it has been shadowed by deceit, extortion, and blackmail.
It sounds like you kind of deserve it.
The Van der Bosch name is being held to ransom by a mysterious party.
I don't care.
And I am afraid I do not know who I can and cannot trust.
That's fine.
We are holding a small gathering to celebrate our exciting news with what Maman calls the dignified elite, those that are well respected and held in high regard in both our close inner circle and society. Our private matters have always remained just that, so I fear one of those invited may be the person who is out to ruin our name.
Well, that's unfortunate for you. You're gonna have to figure that out, aren't you?
I have enclosed a first-class rail ticket for you to join us for the announcement, and having contacted your superiors and the correct authorities to request your assistance, which they were more than happy to grant me, I shall expect your arrival with great anticipation. There shall be a carriage waiting for you at the station to bring you directly to Mnemosyne House.
I don't want to help you.
I thank you in advance in our time of crisis.
You don't deserve help.
Yours respectfully, Angeline van der Bosch.
Fuck you! You don't deserve my help! What the fuck? I don't want to help you! I am rage right now. Chapter 1, the blackmail. She deserves it!
I'm
Sorry. Yeah, that was just the prologue. So, I don't know how much you heard of that, honey. Did you hear all what happened? So, we found out that Elizabeth didn't do it. Angeline hid her own shit and staged a robbery. And was trying to pretend that she didn't do it. And she was like, well, I didn't intend for frickin' Florette to get in trouble for it. Blah, 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 blah. And her mom wasn't in the house at the time when she confessed, right? She comes back. Her mom comes back and brings in a major in the military and is like, Poirot, you're out of bounds here. You're doing... She told me that Florette stole it, so obviously Florette stole it. And we're like, no, but actually, if you, like, talk to your daughter real quick, she will tell you that she... And it's like, no, excuse you, how dare you say that my daughter stole this thing? And he's like, Poirot, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but no, seriously, please just let her talk to you. And then the major overruled us and was basically just like, she told me that Florette stole it, so you're gonna take Florette to jail and arrest her. So Angeline literally got away with it. She just completely got away with it.
You're telling me they made a mockery of the justice system?
They did make a mockery of the justice system. and Poirot was really upset by that. He's like, I don't want this to happen. So instead of taking her to jail, he just let Florette go. And now I'm getting mail from frickin' Angeline being like, hey, it's been years since I've seen you. I was gonna be really spoiled, but you taught me that I need to think about my actions because they have consequences, and you were really nice to Florette. By the way, I'm trying to get married and I'm being blackmailed. Can you help me? And I'm like, no. Fuck off. Why would I help you? At least she's only dumb and not malicious like her mother. Is she not malicious? Malicious ignorance is a thing. I would count that as a thing. I would say being willfully ignorant of the situation that you are in counts as you being malicious at that point. Because she was just hiding it, right? She was hiding the bracelet because her mom was selling off all their stuff and they were running out of money. And she was like, I don't want my mom to sell my stuff, so I'm gonna pretend that there's a robbery happening and it'll be fine, and then she won't take my stuff. Clearly, they're going to believe that a burglar did it, and I'll be able to get away with it. Like, when she knows for a fact that her mom literally hates Florette and will take anything out on her that she possibly can. Is it better than is being dumb better than being malicious? Yes, being malicious is worse. I wouldn't... I feel weird about it because I'm just like...
Morally, it's fine. In the system, it's not. If you accidentally kill someone, bottom line, you killed someone.
Yeah, that's what I was yelling about earlier. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Break the cycle and help her. So wait. Are you saying... Spy, are you saying 2 wrongs don't make a right as in... I should help Angeline because if I don't help her, that's wrong? Because if that's what you're saying, no, fuck that. She doesn't deserve any sort of sympathy. She kind of got what she had coming to her. Apparently, she is deserving of being blackmailed at this moment. Maybe it is just as what God intended. She's blackmailing herself to get out of the marriage. Ooh, could be. I don't know if malicious is the right word, but she's just arrogant and part of high society, and she believes her daughter over a maid, but whatever. Can't blame the mom too much for it. All on the daughter. I can and will blame both of them. I would place the blame mainly on the mother since she pushed so hard for conviction, and Angeline was about to confess but was then intimidated by her mother. Yeah, but I agree with you up until the Angeline part, because she was about to confess. Literally, she didn't care at all that Florette was going to be put in jail. She was just like, I don't want to get in trouble. Literally, that was her line, was, you can't tell my mom, she'll be furious. what kind of child? She's a grown-ass adult. And she was saying like, no, don't tell my mom, she'll be mad at me. She was the same height as Elizabeth.
Height?
And was taller than Florette. She was very clearly a young adult. It's what I'm saying. Even though she got away with the crime, if she then is a victim of a crime, you argue that an ex-con isn't deserving of help from crime because they are an ex-con. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve help at all. I'm saying she doesn't deserve help from me. If I tried to help her, and it turned out she was the one that caused everything, and she's the one that made it so that I couldn't actually fully do my job, then she comes back asking me for help in the exact same way that I tried to help her previously. The answer's no, bud.
Yeah, but you're still legally obligated.
No, that's the thing. Not legally obligated, because she had to call his officers to get it confirmed to have him specifically, because she wanted him specifically, not just any other officer.
Okay.
So no, he has no requirement to actually be doing this. She had to go above and beyond to specifically point him out.
Absolutely don't have it.
Well, no, lawyers don't have to unless you're a pro bono lawyer. Lawyers decide if they want to take your case.
Unless you're pro bono.
Unless you're pro bono, and I'm not. Because she had to literally talk to my overhead officers. It's more comparing whether you should give medical help to both the intended killer and the intended victim. But as an officer of the law, it's your obligation to help no matter who it is. Also game. Again,
How much are
she
you,
can get help, just not from me.
How much are you willing to decide to keep going
Eek!
narratively and believe in it? I'm looking at you.
She doesn't deserve my help. Poirot
Okay,
is better than this. Poirot literally is like, I'm never going to allow the law. My hands aren't plugged in. Do you?
Don't
No,
bother.
I'm plugging my hands in. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, he has one of my hands currently.
I'm going to Tesco.
To the store?
Yes. I said I'd do that since I woke up.
Yes, you did.
It is now almost 5 p.m.
Do you want a kiss? Mwah.
Mwah. I to school. Hate drugs.
Yeah. Yes.
Metal. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Okay. I love you. Bye. Yes, everyone is saying goodbye to you. Thank you for the summon. Didn't you say you were going over a half hour ago? Said so 4 hours ago, actually. Now you're finally learning, understanding, finally becoming human. Oh yes, Detroit Become Human. Bye. I'm trying to decide if I stop it here since I have hit 3 hours, or if I continue and possibly do this next plot line. What do you think? What? Oh, is my summon not working? Huh. Let me see. Oh, it worked for me. Weird. Sorry about that. Damn, this is a long game. That was a 3-hour prologue. Yes, it was. It was a 3-hour prologue. You can do a bit to get a cliffhanger. Yeah, but the problem with cliffhangers is that I will also forget what happened. Because I'm kind of an idiot. You think we should start? Okay, sure. Fair. I finally arrived. My priority is to get out of this bitter cold before I freeze completely. Oh, I'm sad that that's what he said this whole time and I've just had him standing in the snow. Oopsie. New mind map. I must not get distracted by the celebrations. I was brought here to uncover the identity of Mademoiselle Angeline's blackmailer. That is exactly what I shall do. Also, I need sleep. Aki! Aki, what time is it? Is it 4 a.m. for you right now? It better not be 4 a.m. Will I need to kick you in the butt? It's 2 a.m. Okay, I don't need to kick you in the butt as much then. Case of blackmail. The Vandenbosch family are being blackmailed. I must help Mademoiselle Angeline to get to the bottom of the case. What is she being blackmailed for is my question. Because last time we dealt with her, they had no money, so what are they blackmailing them for? You know? Let's go, Poirot. Let's see. Can I do it? It's kind of a heart. Normally it's like 5 a.m. Maybe the past we were involved with. Maybe. We'll find out. A moment longer in this weather and my fingers will have become too cold to even knock on the door. That's why you gotta kick it.
Bonjour. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am here at the invitation of Mademoiselle Angeline.
Oh no, it seems that my Pringles have gotten stuck in the can. So there's like a stack of Pringles, right? But then there's also a couple of Pringles that are like shoved along the side of it, so they can't actually come out the rest of the way out of the can because they're pushed up along the side. Like I'm holding it completely upside down right now and it's not coming out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's at the very bottom.
Ah, Detective Poirot. We have been expecting you. Please come in from this frightful cold.
Guys, the bald is chasing us. Archibald. Nice to meet you, Mr. Green.
Merci. I don't think I would have lasted much longer out here before turning into an icicle.
Welcome. I am Archibald Sterling, the head butler.
I
Please
just
accept
realized.
my apologies. I have a rather pressing matter, but I will see that you are attended to immediately.
Was Poirot not wearing gloves while he was outside in the snow? Sir? At least there's some balding in the game.
Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. I'm sure I am more than capable of finding my room. I shall straighten myself up and be ready to join the party.
So I'm guessing this is the husband's house.
Ah, there is no rush, Detective. Dinner will not be served for some time. So please, make yourself comfortable.
Make yourself comfortable.
Once you have settled in, I am sure that Miss Angeline will be happy to see you. She has been eager for your arrival.
I won't be happy to see her.
She's not been herself recently.
That sucks. How unfortunate for her. Poor little rich girl, not feeling very well.
You will be staying on the first floor. I believe your room is one of the
She
two
can
on
wait.
the west side of the house.
Merci. I am sure we shall speak again soon.
I need to top up my drink. I will be right back. Faster than 2 flicks of a lamb's tail. 1 moment. Depends on the lamb's tail. Wait. Glick. Flick. Yes, flick. So like, if you've ever seen a video of a lamb, when they shake their tails, they shake them very rapidly back and forth. So it's supposed to be fast. Alrighty, sleep well, Aki. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of your day. It would be there it goes. I was about to say, it'd be nice if the game showed back up. There it is. I don't know how fast a lamb flicks its tail, but I'm just gonna assume that it's slow. Very fast. Lambs tend to flicker their tails quite fast, in fact. That's why it's like, supposed to be meaning like, I'll be back quickly. Let me see if I can find a GIF. I will post it in the Discord. While I am doing that, Jade, would you be comfortable telling us how you actually found me? Because I don't think I've seen you around before. In general, on other people's streams and stuff, not just in our Discord and everything. There we go. I posted a GIF of a lamb flicking its tail. It is time to make myself comfortable. I should begin with finding my room and straightening myself up before the party begins. I was just looking for a streamer to watch since my usual was not streaming today. I just searched live streams, VTuber with less followers. I always sort by less followers and VTubers. Oh, cool. I hope that you're liking it here. I mean, I'm not like the most interesting person in the world. But I hope you're having a good time nonetheless. First floor, West Wing. That is so many bags that Poirot has. Who are you, sir? Wait, in your picture you were like really tan. Why are you...
Bonjour. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Detective Hercule Poirot.
I am. You seem very cute and nice and play good games. Any Poirot fan can't be that bad. Oh, I am terrible. I am an absolute idiot. But my main game type that I play is puzzle games and mystery games because I love mysteries and solving puzzles and things like that. I also play a lot of really old nostalgic games that like no one has ever heard of before. I did a whole thing on I did 2 Nancy Drew games as well, because unfortunately of the older ones, only one of the older Nancy Drew games has actually been has been re-released with graphical upgrades and updates. So basically all of the ones that were prior to 2006, which is a very big chunk of them, are unplayable because you have to play them full screen, and they actually change the resolution of any screen that they play on. So I would need to get an emulator. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We've got some work to do now. My throat is still messed up from working on my voice bank earlier. Because I also like Utaos and vocal synths. The music that you heard whenever I go to the in-between screen is music that I have of me, me singing. I actually have a section on my Discord about it. It is Opal Song Stage. It's all the songs I've released so far. Take a listen if you like Vocaloid or Utaos or anything like that.
Detective, I hope you're not here for me.
Blech. Ew, you look like you need to take a shower.
Not that I am aware of. Should I be?
Ha! Ha ha! Not often you meet a detective with a sense of humor. I'm Zakaria Demir, but you can call me Zach.
Judging by the smell of alcohol, I'd say he's begun the celebrations already, and is likely to be this friendly to everyone. I understand the staff are busy. I was hoping I could find someone to assist me. Have you had a chance to congratulate the couple? No, let's ask
You'll
for
be
help.
lucky. I've been waiting for a refill for ages. I came out here to find someone myself.
He has so many rings.
Ah, I see. The preparations for this evening's dinner must have taken precedence.
I've seen that butler running around like a madman, but there is still no party to speak of. It's pretty clear they need to hire a few more hands.
Have you had a chance to congratulate the happy couple?
If I had seen them, maybe I would have. It is meant to be their celebration, but they're always off, dealing with something or other.
I prefer rock. Yeah, that's totally fair. I actually have a really eclectic music style that I like, but you know, it was just like a fun little addition type thing. I'll pretty much listen to anything. Most of the stuff that I can't listen to is like metal in general. Like I love how heavy and meaty the bass and guitar and the drums are in metal. It's just the screaming, the death rolls and everything, they really hurt my ears and I can't listen. So it's unfortunate because sometimes you really just want music that's going to literally, like, you can feel it inside of you, like in your chest, rumbling as you listen to it. But unfortunate. The death rolls hurt my ears, so I can't listen.
Something or other? A rather vague
What's the point?
expression.
Make the ears bleed? I don't get it. I don't get the screaming and the death rolls. It never really made sense to me. It also seemed like it'd be a great way to ruin your voice for the rest of your life.
Let's just say they like to keep their cards close to their chest. For such a well-known family, I'm surprised they can keep anything hidden.
Would you care to elaborate on what Mademoiselle may be hiding?
I'd rather not. You're the detective, isn't that your job?
Boo.
Très bien, Monsieur Demir.
Perhaps I should keep my occupation and reason for being here to myself. For now, at least. I fear it may derail my initial introductions.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
A bientôt. I'm gonna stare at you for a minute while I take a sip. I hear bottles clanging and moving furniture. I presume it's the salon. The door is locked. Salon. I imagine this is used by Archibald, but I very much doubt Maman would use it. I presume this leads to the dining room. I'm sure there will be a grand reveal when all are present. An interesting looking piece of stationery. It appears rather delicate. A bearskin rug. Wow. Roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flame for hours. It seems that Poirot really, like, enjoys a lot of the more simple things in life. Like, just, like, I could stand in a bakery for hours and smell the bakery. Or I could stare at a fire for hours.
Huh.
Looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it any further. What do you think, Wackus Bunkus? Knock it over. Ooh, you naughty Wackus Bunkus.
Huh.
He's a smart man. He knows the simple things are the point of life. Seems like it. Simple pleasures, man. The chance to play is very tempting, but I shall save myself the embarrassment. He tries to play and he just plays chopsticks. This area does not pertain to my current investigation. Your investigation of rooms? Okay, fine. Fine, I'll go upstairs. Also, wait, can I just point out, what the fuck is this drip, my guy? What? Red shoes, red socks, with gray pants that are too short, that are like high waters, basically. A yellow waistcoat, a yellow vest, a brown/camel waistcoat, a red pocket square, and a different red color tie with a gray shirt. He's French, let's not ask. Yeah, I mean, I guess that I guess that works. I guess that's smart. But what? Like, his shoes fade into the carpet. Oh. I'm not sure if he can hear me right now, but I see that Arfie has picked up some cookie clicker.
Huh.
Plants lean and rely on each other to survive. Something we as a species could take lesson from. I'm not sure how I would fare coming face to face with such beasts. Okay. Oh, grandfather clock.
Aha.
The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece, it is an art form. So this is northeast, so we need to be on the other side. Ooh, this looks like it leads to, like, a ballroom of some sort. After all, Poirot's first name is... After all, Poirot's first name is Higa, and his middle name is Tadrip. Higa Tadrip. John, that's a terrible joke. I love it. I personally love it. It is a bad joke. A painting of the sun rising over a town. Sadly, it appears to have some water damage. Some water damage? What do you mean some? That's half of the painting has water damage. Water damage, speaking of dread. Nice. Wait. No, let me back out. Back out. Let me out. Over the thing has this picture on it. Group of saints. A beautifully composed painting of 7 saints. Madame has quite an eye for striking artwork. I have the one that's third from the right. That's on the right of the middle, I guess I should say. Huh, they're ordered. Interesting.
Oh.
Painting of a valley with a series of beautiful cliffs. The scenery is truly breathtaking. Interesting. Okay, now I can go back in. I just needed to point out that I saw that. A selection of perfume, compliments of the family. Seems rather fitting for a female occupant. Did they leave me some cologne as well? You can wear perfume if you want. Perfume and cologne are basically the same thing, Poirot. If you want to smell pretty, smell pretty. A roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. There's an apple here? In winter? Damn, they must be rolling in dough to have an apple in winter. Also, look at that chaise lounge. Ooh, very fancy. Even if you don't look pretty with your red, yellow, brown. Even if you do look like a McDonald's ad. You look like Victorian Ronald McDonald. The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. Understandable to hide a woman's modesty while changing. Not much in this room, huh? I have 3 connections I can make already? Jesus. Okay, let's investigate then. Alright, locked dining room door, locked salon. Staff is busy, Archibald stressed, Archibald doing too much. Several species of apple that are harvested later in autumn can easily be stored over winter. Do those species belong to Brussels? Changing room screen. Yeah, so this room was definitely set up for like a woman, right?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say...
It appears as though I'm staying in a very feminine room. Perhaps there was some confusion. Room prepared for female guest. Staff is busy.
This will not get me any closer to my...
Staff is busy and very few staff are working.
Order
No?
and method. That...
Group of saints. Talk to Angeline. Madame Van de Bosch continues to impress me with her collection of art. A beautifully composed painting of 7 saints. Need to talk to Evangeline. I want to call her Evangeline, which is not her name. It's Angeline. Zachariah says family holds a few secrets. Staff are very busy.
Come, my little grey cells. We...
Okay, so it wasn't staff are busy, it's Archibald is
What
stressed
a
because there's not a lot of
revelation.
people working. The butler would usually escort me to my room, but on this occasion I must find my own way. Archibald stressed due to lack of staff. There was other ones. I didn't see what they were. Several species. Oh, I read that already.
Is there something? I should not be surprised by my own...
Archibald is clearly flustered with his task. It appears that he sent me to the wrong room. Archibald misdirected me. Inspect the bedroom. Don't go back. I have one more connection I can make.
This will not get me any... I must act on thought and fact.
I guess I didn't inspect the room enough? The room was really small. First floor, west wing. Where could this other connection be?
Come, my little grey cells.
Are these just supposed to be attached to each other? Really?
The pieces of the puzzle
No,
are
come on, they
finally
come off
coming
the same
together.
thing. I assumed that they were already considered to be related. Boo. These must be the rooms for tonight's events. They must be locked for a good reason. Room for tonight's events. I'm gonna guess staff are very busy.
Magnifique.
I doubt Madame's standards have dropped. The staff must be working hard to finalize preparations. Staff too busy to assist. Okay. Okay, I don't have any more connections. Good. Investigate the blackmail. Okay. Nope. Nothing there. A card is hidden under the pillow. It indicates Hugo would like Miss Conrad to speak to him ASAP. It appears Monsieur Sterling has given me the wrong room. This one had been made up for Jacqueline Conrad. No matter, I shall find my chamber myself. Oh. There's a person here. Hello. Oh, there's also a letter here.
Oh.
An auctioneer's receipt. I hope Madame Van de Bosch isn't finding it necessary to sell her belongings. Again. Orton and Garçon. Master auctioneer and valuer. Receipt of sale of 1 oil painting, 300 francs. 1 gold-flaked frame, chipped, 100 francs. 1 marble bust, 250 francs. Purchase total is 650 francs. 1 handling fee is 50 francs. Payable total is 600 francs. Made payable to C. Van den Bosch. Hello, sir?
You must be Detective Poirot.
Oh, it's
Welcome.
the husband-to-be.
Allow me to introduce myself. Gideon Demir.
Gideon Demir.
The fiancé to Mademoiselle Angeline. The pleasure is all mine.
Angeline spoke so highly of you. It sounds as though you are the man that can sort this terrible mess out.
I am, monsieur. You have my word.
I just realized his pocket square is pink. It's not even red. Dude. The guests that are attending your announcement, how was Mademoiselle Angeline been since receiving the letters?
She tries her best to keep
Excuse me.
everyone else happy, but I can see it is taking its toll.
Quite understandable. She is feeling the burden of the family that is not hers to carry.
Angeline has spoken with her mother. She has asked if there is anything that could be used against her, but she was just so dismissive.
And what are your thoughts on the matter?
I do not want to overstep my position, but if there is something that could damage not only the Vandenbosch name, but our future, Angeline deserves to know.
I just realized how Gideon is standing. He is standing fully like Wonder Woman right now. Hands on his hips, legs spread to shoulder distance or farther apart. Like, fully just showing off confidence in that pose.
And that is a very diplomatic answer.
You have met Madame. You know it is best to not get on her wrong side.
I have, and Monsieur Gideon is wise to select his battles carefully where Madame is concerned. The guests that are attending your announcement.
Mostly friends of the family. A couple of business associates of mine. Quite a mix from all walks of life.
With regards to the blackmailing, can they be trusted, or should they be considered suspects?
Angeline is struggling to trust anyone right now, but Madame Vandenbosch, as it is her house, thought it was best for us to have them all present.
And they will all be staying in the house?
Yes, it is a rather full house. All 6 guests will be staying on this floor. The family resides on the 2nd floor. As does Felix.
I will be sure to speak with them all. However, I will keep my identity and purpose for being here hidden, at least until I have made my initial introductions.
I'm afraid that ship may have already sailed. Once the Comtesse gets wind of something, a detective coming to the house, for example, you can bet everyone will know.
I could not help noticing an air of antipathy when mentioning the Major.
You are very observant, detective. You would be wise to keep that perceptive nature while you're here.
I'm sure you are correct, but I'd like to return to your feelings towards the Major.
He has been a good friend to Madame Vandenbosch over the years, but that does not make him a good man.
Ooh.
Or suitable to involve himself in family affairs.
Damn. Gideon be spitting the truth right now. Monsieur Gideon has not said anything negative against the Major, but it sounds as though he is questionable of the Major's intentions in the house.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Let's go upstairs.
Huh.
I cannot see Madame allowing me to stay on the top floor. I'm not sure I would want to either. So many stairs. And he didn't seem to be able to tell me where I was going. Why did he step up to go down the stairs, sir? Oh, Mademoiselle Angeline is here. The sooner I learn more about the blackmail, the quicker she can return to celebrating her happy news. I'm also eager to hear about Mademoiselle Elizabeth and what has become of young Florette. New mind map. The Vandenbosch family have held a place in my mind since our first meeting. I am most interested to see what has changed since then. I want to know what happened to Florette too, right? She better have had her name cleared.
Angeline, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Okay, so she's definitely gotten taller. Well, Poirot has not.
Detective, how wonderful you are here. Your travel was not too arduous, I hope?
Watching from my carriage window, I saw the beautiful countryside and rolling hills. It was anything but taxing.
I'm truly thankful you could make it here at
Do I hear my
such
honey?
late notice.
Do I hear my honey? I do hear my honey. It seems he has returned from Tesco. I will help him with the groceries. I'll be right back. Oh, I've been bunked. Ew. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go help him with groceries. Like the good partner I am. Hello. I return. Goes AFK to make tuna tuna tacos. That sounds yummy.
No thanks are required, mademoiselle. When one is requested personally,
Oh yes, my partner's
there is
home.
nothing
He will
more
make a bunch
important.
of noise in the background.
I'll be quiet, I promise.
Mm-hmm. I hate him. It seemed... It seems the staff... It's like you're doing it on purpose.
No. The one where I stabbed the branch. Yes.
Mm.
Branch, no. Like,
Why can't you wait until after I'm done? How dare you? We were doing the groceries. I did all the groceries. How dare you? It seems the staff have been almost run off their feet today. Is it always like this?
Gideon and I only wanted a small dinner to celebrate our engagement, but Maman was adamant on throwing this party. It may have been her idea, but it's the staff that have made it happen. Their efforts do not go unnoticed, from me at least. They have been with us for so long. I do my best to make sure they are happy and content.
Mademoiselle has made a remarkable transformation from a selfish, spoiled brat to a gracious young woman I see before me. She's literally in the same outfit. She has not changed that much. Although I must solve this case alone, Mademoiselle's insights may be of great assistance throughout my investigation. Who is aware of the blackmail letters and their content?
Only Maman, Elizabeth, my beloved Gideon, and you, of course.
My beloved Gideon.
And what is your fiancé's opinion of the letters?
He thinks me foolish for paying the first one if there is no secret to reveal. But
you believe there may be a secret lurking. One that Maman is herself
Good night,
keeping
Arfie.
hidden.
I hope you had fun playing Cookie Clicker. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you, Giga, for the bits.
she tells me nothing. Even though I'm a grown woman on the verge of marriage, she still treats me like the child I once was.
Perhaps it is out of love that she protects you. It is in every mother's nature to protect their young from hurt.
The relationship between Madame and Mademoiselle is obviously far from perfect. She should treasure the times she was with Mademoiselle Angeline before she is wed and has flown the nest. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have sent the letters?
Not a single person. I don't know anyone that would stoop so low.
The guests that will be joining us tonight, they are ones you can trust?
I hope so, Detective. Before the letters arrived, I would not have thought twice about it.
They are all close friends of yours, I assume.
Friends and colleagues. Gideon has spoken positively about them. It would be a rather underhanded tactic to do such a thing to someone you are doing business with.
Mademoiselle seems naive to the nature of business. It can be ruthless and unapologetic. Perhaps I should not overlook them as suspects as quickly as Mademoiselle has. Tell me, what has become of the young maidservant Florette?
Oh, Detective, I'm afraid I just don't know.
She was quite adamant at the police station that she would not be returning to the house, but I assumed she would at least collect her belongings.
Maman demanded that Elizabeth pack up everything she had and dispose of it.
As if the poor girl had not already lost enough.
But I couldn't let that happen. Elizabeth and I took her belongings, what
Right.
little there was of them, to a friend of hers in the town that Elizabeth knew of. But not even she had heard from her.
Could Florette have returned to her family?
I wanted to contact her, but I had no address or telephone number.
Surely Madame must have had some information when she employed her.
You saw how Mama was. As soon as Florette was out of sight of the house, it was as though she had never been there at all. Elizabeth was most upset at the news Florette would not be returning.
And your mama's choice to ignore her accountability for the girl stopped you searching.
I was about to say, it doesn't seem like she cared all that much. She didn't really put any effort into finding out. She's just like, oh, I'll have other people do it for me. Oh, they didn't find anything? Oh well, okay.
Please, detective, you cannot make me feel any worse than I already do. If I could go back and live that day again, you must believe me, I would never have done it.
If you could go relive that day, you would have changed it. But you didn't change it. You admit that you felt bad on the day, but you didn't do anything about it. And you didn't, try to clear her name with your mom or anything like that. And this entire time, you've just been like, oh, I'm so sad about this situation that I am the cause of. Ah, how terrible. Woe is me. I call BS. You don't feel bad? Nope. Mademoiselle Angeline has finally accepted responsibility and was remorseful of her actions that day. And the consequences that followed, I am pleased to see maturity in her, but it does not help young Florette wherever she may be. There are some certainly beautiful pieces of art here.
Yes, Maman has quite a collection, although they are not all to my taste. Most, in fact.
The painting of the saints in particular, it is quite exquisite. Is it connected to the house in some way?
The one in the hall? If you look above your bedroom door, you will see one of their names. I believe they were originally carved to watch over the occupants.
Merci, mademoiselle. I
Cool,
shall find you
thanks.
if there is anything further I need.
I can't make any connections here. Let's see. Connections here? One connection. Okay. Plaques above the door, group of saints.
Another
Wow.
success.
I
I
They're
never
coming from the
doubted
same
myself.
thing. Why are they both... Okay, fine. 7 prestigious saints. I should find these above 7 doors in the house. I wonder if this matches the number of expected guests. 7 saints assigned to rooms.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
All of the first floor rooms are accounted for. Perhaps the missing door is hidden elsewhere. 1 door is missing.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would
I wonder
say
if
a
the saint's
moment of
property-
genius.
Properties or whatever are also tied to the perception of the people in them. Ooh, that's a fun tidbit. Oh, I wonder if they did that. That would be really interesting if they did. I fear Mademoiselle's secret may not be the only one the house is hiding. House holds many secrets. And there's nothing new over there.
Huh.
Madame Van de Bosch has always been one for appearances. Why would the family want to keep a price tag on a vase? So it looks like they have more money than they do? A portrait of a distinguished-looking gentleman. He doesn't appear to be related to the family. Can't go here. Hercule Poirot. On the prowl. Poirot. Oh, it's still locked. Do you have anything else interesting to say to me?
Detective, It looks as though I might be out here all weekend. What can I do for you?
Would it not be easier to find the staff yourself instead of waiting for their return?
I'm a guest. I shouldn't have to go around chasing them.
Perhaps the party preparation is more of a priority.
It's not my fault they aren't ready. Why don't I wait here while you check in the butler's pantry in the east corridor? I think I saw a maid go in there earlier.
I shall take up no more of your time. A bientôt.
A bientôt. Is that what this is? Oh, butler's pantry. Alrighty. The cook has obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. Oh look, it's Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm gonna walk around really quick. This does not seem to be anything of interest in here. Hi, Elizabeth.
Ah, Mademoiselle Elizabeth. What a pleasure to see you again.
Detective Poirot, I'm so glad you could make it.
Unfortunately, it is not purely for pleasure that I am here. Mademoiselle Angeline requires my attention professionally.
Yes, Angeline has told me. I'm glad she called upon you, Detective. I've been rather worried about her.
I will do everything I can to find the blackmailer and bring them to justice.
I have every faith in you.
I hope I am not interrupting you.
We're all very busy, as I'm sure you can imagine. After I'm done, I can come to your room and help you with any further questions.
I'm rather embarrassed to say I'm having trouble locating my room.
No one escorted you. I'm so sorry. Everyone is just so frantic at the moment. Madame has requested all staff prepare for this evening.
And you have been tasked with jobs in the pantry. Surely your talents could be used elsewhere.
You know what I just realized? Her moles are on the wrong side. If we're to follow what her render above me looks like, her mole is supposed to be on her right cheek. But when we look at her, it's on her left cheek. At the 3D model, it's on her left cheek. Interesting.
I do as Madame asks. Well, as Archie asks.
Monsieur Sterling. Yes, I met him when I arrived. A charming gentleman. He did give me some rather vague instructions to find my room, though.
I can only apologise on his behalf. He would be mortified. I'm afraid I cannot be of much more help, but I believe you are located next to Mr. De Silva. By all means, the house is yours to explore.
I suppose I should not take Monsieur Sterling's lack of directions personally, considering the amount of work the staff has been tasked with. At least now I have permission to further roam the house. I'm glad to see that Mademoiselle Angeline has not allowed the blackmail to dampen her spirits today.
Yes, I'm afraid it may be all for show, though. She has not been herself, and it is not only I that have noticed.
Madame Vandenbosch. Surely it must have had some effect on her.
Madame has carried on as though nothing has happened. She has never been one to show emotion, and she doesn't seem to notice how it has affected Angeline. The staff, on the other hand... Angeline means no harm, but there have been some instances recently where she has acted rather sharply with them.
I hope not too sharply. A house of 2 Madame Vandenbosches would surely be too much for anyone.
I've been eagerly waiting to hear more of Belgium's greatest love story.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm afraid it is far from a happy ending. Luke is sadly no longer with us.
Oh no! They really are star-crossed lovers. That's really sad.
Oh, mademoiselle, I was not aware.
It's fine, Detective, honestly. I'm sorry, but I really must finish this.
Oh. Poor Elizabeth. She's still working for a shitty employer and now her husband's dead. Oh. That's really unfortunate.
Bien sûr, mademoiselle.
For a man that has a mind so brilliant and astute, I have made an easy job of embarrassing myself. Let this be a reminder to use one's grey cells before speaking.
Merci, mademoiselle.
The pleasure is mine, Detective.
Now I really want to make sure Florette is okay, right? Oh my gosh. Letter? Letter? No. Letter? No.
Before you leave, Detective, I have something for you beside the furnace here from Angeline. She wanted me to give it to you on your arrival.
Is it the letter that I tried to look at?
Merci, mademoiselle.
Yes.
Ah.
The second letter acknowledges a payment from a previous blackmail letter. Mademoiselle Van de Bosch, you were wise to take me seriously. You have bought my silence for a moment, at least. Your family's privacy obviously means a great deal to you if you're willing to pay to keep your secrets hidden and continue to pay you will. Would your maman be as willing to part with her wealth? You will bring a second parcel, with another 5,000 francs to the cobblers, this time addressed to Monsieur Fontaine, by close on Friday. You have done your family a service by keeping this arrangement to yourself. I'm sure I do not have to tell you what will happen if the police are involved, and I hope it will not come to that. New mind map. I'm now able to read the letters that were sent to Mademoiselle Angeline. I'm sure there's a great deal to learn from them, and hopefully more clues some clues to the author. Quill pen, handwritten.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I can't ignore the coincidence. The same style of pen that wrote the letter is present in the house. None. You have any? One. Okay. Mindful of staff, tried to contact Florette. She did not try. Angeline has matured, unsure of Major's intentions, tag on the vase, and receipt. Luke passed away.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
It appears the family's financial situation is much the same as last time I saw them. Can I confirm this? Still can't go in there. Dang it. So I'm supposed to be next to Mr. De Silva. Wandering around at the speed of sound. Ooh, there. My throat was actually going for a second. Excuse me. Is it just me, or does it look like this table's kind of floating? Like, it doesn't look like it's on the floor. It's just, like, slightly above it, like, hovering. Have that already.
Oh.
Just you, I think. I have depth perception issues, though. I also have depth perception issues. It's one of the reasons why I can't play things like platformers, really. Because I will always second guess myself. Can I still not go into any of these rooms? Ah, I can. Let me into the room. Let me in. Oh, a trunk.
Aha.
Zachariah Demure, I presume, and his rather expensive luggage. His room faces the back garden. Plant.
Huh.
This plant is striking and full of color. It really draws one's attention in a positive way. Yes, the attractive plant is important, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece is an art form. Both these are locked. Okay. More luggage for Mr. E. De Silva. Yes. Left unattended and right between the two front-facing rooms. Okay, so we're in the right area. Ooh, interesting. I would not consider any form of nature ugly, but I'm not sure how I feel about this plant. See, like I said, it's interesting.
Oh.
This may be my room, but it looks like I have a few things to settle first. Do I? Do I need to talk to someone? Zachariah, Angeline. I'll just go talk to everyone again. Might as well. I have to go downstairs anyway. Unlike his outfit, that is full of color, but is not attractive. His outfit is definitely full of color. I don't understand how he... It kind of just looks like he had a pile of clothes and he jumped in and took whatever stuck to him.
Please, ask away, detective.
I'm aware finances can be a sensitive subject, but may I ask of the house's situation?
As far as I'm aware, everything is in order. From what I understand, the late Viscount had made some questionable investments. But that is all in the past.
And regarding the payment of the blackmail?
Angeline does not have to worry about money anymore. I was born into some wealth, and I have earned my own fortune.
Merci, monsieur.
Okay.
I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Okay, downstairs I go. Again, he steps upwards to go down the stairs.
Detective, it looks...
Monsieur Sterling said my room was on the first floor.
Is that what he said? I can barely understand most of what he says with that accent.
I can understand Monsieur Sterling perfectly, but Monsieur Demire is one more vin rouge away. Vin. Red wine, I'm pretty sure that says. Away from becoming intelligible.
I find his accent rather pleasant, reassuring.
Use the gray cells. One should think outside the box and go up to go down. Sometimes you must go left to go right.
I guess. Not too helpful when it comes to finding your room, though. You'll probably be the lucky one that has that hideous plant outside the door.
I shall take up no more of your time.
A bientôt. Again, Zachariah looks like he needs to shower.
What can I help you with, detective?
Elizabeth showed me the letters you received. One of them was already paid. Has already been paid.
I was right to pay it, yes? You have read them. What do you think?
You were wise to consult me, but bowing to their threat may have only shown that you are willing to pay for their silence. Is the secret they speak of worth so much?
I wish I could, but I have no idea. The letter was addressed to me, but I have nothing to hide. Maman took one look at it and disregarded the whole thing as someone's idea of a joke.
She looked at it. She is not aware of the second letter.
She doesn't know I paid the first. I
Oh
thought I
look,
could make
she's doing it
all go
again.
away.
She's causing problems for everyone around her and is covering it up and pretending that she's not. Wow, it's not like this shows that she has had no character growth whatsoever.
Did you
so
ask
shocked.
Madame if there was a family secret they could be privy to?
She said I was to ignore the letters and stop wasting my time with such foolishness. If there was something, she wouldn't tell me anyway.
It appears Mademoiselle believes her maman's attempts to brush away the serious nature of the letters as little as I do. May I ask how you came into such a large amount of money to pay for the ransom?
I couldn't ask Maman for the money. She was angry that I had even considered paying it. Gideon offered to help.
Pardon, did he not think you foolish for paying?
He did, but he said he couldn't stand by and watch me in so much distress.
How honorable.
Disagree.
We are soon to be married, detective. A loving partnership that faces their troubles together. They are his words.
I did not mean anything by it, mademoiselle. You have found yourself a husband that will stand by your side and do what must be done to protect you.
I must say,
I am most pleased for you.
it seems very sus that she's come along into a partner who just so happens to be really wealthy when her family has been having money troubles for a really long time. We're at the 4-hour mark. Yeah, we are. Okay, I will finish talking to Angeline, and then I think we'll stop there. Not sus at all, right?
As you would expect, she has been in quite a state. It was such a terrible accident. She kept it to herself for almost a week before she even told me.
Pardon, how could you not know? Surely his absence from the house was noticed.
Maman fired him after he returned to the house. She said he could not be trusted.
But Mademoiselle Elizabeth's position was kept?
I begged Maman for them both, but she said if he was willing to go behind her back, what else could he do?
Why is she acting like Luke was her boyfriend?
Falling in love is a far cry from committing even the smallest crime.
N'est-ce pas? A cruel and unnecessary decision by Madame Van de Bosch. She had no right to fire him and tear him away from his betrothed. I spoke to Mademoiselle Elizabeth, and I fear I may have upset her.
She has been a kind shoulder to lean on through all this mess, but it is her I worry about. She has been through so much.
I was not aware of what had happened, and by mentioning, I fear I may have only made it worse by dredging up the past.
Do not punish yourself, detective. You are not to know. I don't think your honest mistake will make much difference to how she has been feeling recently.
It is easier said than done. I have already seen a difference in Mademoiselle Elizabeth. She was once an exuberant and optimistic, seeing the positives in everything and everyone. But now I fear the loss of her love, and the careless reminder from moi may have dampened her outlook. Again, I'm not
Merci,
shocked.
mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna end it for today. This game, I believe, only does autosave. Yeah, it only does autosave. Maybe I should see if I can attach something and then it'll... Let me attach something really quick. Unaware of payment, staff concerned.
I must take a different approach
really?
if I am to uncup... Order and method. That... I cannot see the logic in this.
But I tried to connect those, did I not?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment
didn't.
of genius.
They will no doubt be concerned for not only Angeline, but also for their positions at the house. What is the extent of their knowledge of this matter? So, hopefully... Yeah, okay, good. There's the little ink quill. So that should mean that it is auto-saving. Let us go into our full screen. I'm gonna turn this a little bit quieter and turn it off there. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna do our daily reminders. Oh, and I need to turn my hands back on. Oh, darn it. Okay, so this is your... Actually, you know it would be smart if I brought you in front of me so I could look directly at you. There we go. Alrighty, so this is your daily reminder to drink some water, eat at least one meal or a really, really good snack today, and to get to bed at a relatively appropriate for you time period, whether that be 2 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. Make sure you get sleep. Sleep is how you heal. It's good for you. You will feel better after you sleep. This is also my own personal reminder. Oh gosh. My own personal reminder to bonk bonk. Be kind to yourself. It's something that I'm working on. It can be very difficult, but oh god, my demon arms. But it is very important to remember to be kind to yourself and to cut yourself some slack sometimes. Hello, hands. I want you to know that I believe you, and anything that you put your mind to, you're going to achieve it. I hope you believe in me. I had a really good time today. I hope you all had a good time. So today we hated on Angeline because she's kind of a terrible person. We're concerned about Florette, and we're sad for Elizabeth, how her story didn't end up very happy. Hopefully, we will solve that some more next time on Tuesday. Should be Tuesday, yes. Tomorrow is our day off, unless we decide to do a little bit of a cheeky extra stream. But otherwise, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank you so much, Jade, for, oh god, for showing up. I will just use this hand now. Thank you, Jade, for showing up, following. Very kind of you. Thank you to Giga for the bits. Also very kind. Dab, dab, dab. Even though she is not here. Your arms always want to throw. Yeah, I know, I know. They're just like, yeah, ha, 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 cool. Yeah, nah. I had a great time. Thank you so much for being here. I love puzzle games. We're gonna find someone to raid. I believe friend of the channel, Frasley, is currently streaming as well. No, not Fradley, Frasley. Fradley. Let me see if she is streaming. Last time I saw, she was playing some Subnautica, so... Twitch. Frasley is streaming right now. Is anyone else streaming as well? Nope. So, Frasley is still playing some more Subnautica. It doesn't seem that any of my VTuber friends are streaming at the moment, so I think we're just gonna go say hi to her. She is great. I like her a lot. Everyone, make sure that you're nice to her and you have a good rest of your day, right? Right. Did it go through? Hello? Hello? Is it a slash? God damn it. It is a slash. Fuck. I get used to the frickin' Discord ones so much. Great. Okay. So, we're going to do a little bit of a raid. We're gonna do an Opal raid. Make sure that you're nice. If you're not nice to her and I find out that you weren't nice to her, I'm gonna be very upset at all of you. I see you. Make sure. Alrighty. And here we go. Bye-bye.